Department of Zoology cordially invites you to the third day session of the International Virtual Conference on Spring of Life, the Perfume of Nature. Now, I invite the chairman of the conference and the principal of GDC Ravulapalem to address the attendees.
Thank you very much, the convener of this international conference. Dear participants, once again, welcome back to this third day session. And we have been almost on the last leg of this 3-day event. After the successful completion of the first 2 days, we are going to have another fascinating presentations from another resource person, Professor Nagaraju from the Central University of Hyderabad, I think. I profusely extend a warm welcome to Professor Nagaraj Garu from the administration of the college. Dear participants, thank you very much for evincing your keen interest. On the third day also, we ensure that this presentation would also be inspiring and informative. Thank you, the convener and the organizing committee, for giving me this opportunity. I request you to go ahead with the proceedings of this third day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for
all
your
the best.
opening remarks. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Now, let me introduce the moderator of today's session, that is Dr. G. Swati, Assistant Professor in Zoology, GDC Puttur. I think she needs no introduction as she is the resource person for the first day. But I can say she is my best friend as well as my colleague. During 2011 direct recruitment for degree lecturers, she won first prize in the women category, and I was selected in the second place. And we both were friends. Prior to that also we were friends. And I feel very happy to be with Swati in this today's session. And now I am proud to invite her as the moderator for this session.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Sunita.
It seems she was the resource person for our first webinar, isn't it?
Yes, sir. First is.
Ma'am, once again, welcome you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
We have been endowed with a wonderful gift of good communication skills.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So you're almost supposed to be a faculty member of our college. Okay, keep continuing this then.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes. Okay, Sunita, can I take over now?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah.
Proceed.
Okay. I now invite Karunasri Madam, lecturer in history, GDC Ravulapalem, to introduce today's chairperson, Dr. M. Vijay Kumar sir, SRR College, Vijayawada. Karunasri Madam.
Thank you,
Yes,
madam.
thank you.
Good afternoon, respected principal sir, Dr. P. Virubandam sir, respected chairperson, resource persons, and participants. This is Karunasri, lecturer in history, Government Degree College, Ravulapalem. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. M. Vijay Kumar Garu, Assistant Professor in Zoology, SRR and CVR Government Degree College, Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. Referring to his educational qualifications, he did his master's degree in Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, and his PhD from Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. Referring to his teaching experience, he served as lecturer in IIIT, Nujiveedu, Andhra Pradesh for 1 year. He served as lecturer in Sri ASNM Government Degree College, Palakollu, East Godavari District, Andhra Pradesh for 6 years. Presently, he is serving as Assistant Professor in SRR and CVR Government Degree College, Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh since 2017. He also discharged admin responsibilities as Controller of Examinations. Coming to research experience, He has the research experience as Junior Research Fellow, ARF 2 years, and a Senior Research Fellow, SRF 3 years. He has qualified CSIR UGC NET. His PhD specialization is aquatic toxicology and physiology. His PhD topic is mixed toxicity of 3 organophosphorus pesticides, quinalophos, melathine, monocrotophos, and studies on effects of quinalophos on freshwater fish, Channa punctatus. He has done a minor research project on characterization of hematological indices in freshwater fish cultured in West Godavari district of AP. He has organized one national seminar and one national workshop. He has completed one orientation course, 2 refresher courses, and 1 MOOCs course. He has attended a short-term course, 6 training programs, and 11 workshops. He has participated in papers in seminars and conferences at national and international level, which are accounting nearly more than 33 number. He has published papers in 7 national and 14 international journals. He is a member of Board of Studies, Andhra Loyola College, Vijayawada, and JKC College, Guntur. He also served as Board of Studies member previously for YN College, Narsapur, KGRL College, Bhimavaram, DNR College, Bhimavaram, IIIT, Nujiveedu, and KBN College, Vijayawada. He also served as Chairman, Board of Studies, ASNM Government Degree College, Palakollu during 2015 to 2017. Now, I humbly request and invite him to take the chair as chairperson of the today's conference session. Dr. Vijay Kumar Garu. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, madam,
Thank you,
for your warm welcome. It's my privilege to attend this session as a chairperson. I thank the organizing members for inviting me for this session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I now invite Dr. K. Srinivas, sir, IQAC coordinator, to introduce our distinguished resource person, Professor Nagaraju, sir, Central University.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Good evening, one and all. This is Dr. K. Srinivas Rao, IQAC coordinator and lecturer in Commerce, Government Degree College, Ravulapalem. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Professor G. Nagaraju Garu, Department of Sociology, University of Hyderabad. Sir did his post-graduation in sociology from University of Hyderabad in 1998. Sir was awarded PhD in sociology from University of Hyderabad in 2003. He joined the department as assistant professor in 2005. His areas of teaching and research interest covers sociology of India, sociology of education, sociology of youth, sociology of marginal group, and information technology and society. Sir joined as assistant professor in 2005. He served as assistant professor from 2005 to 2010 and served as a raider from 2011 to 2013 and served as associate professor from 2014 to 2016, and now he is serving as professor in the University of Hyderabad from 2017. Our teaching engagements are approaches to study of Indian society, social change in modern India, sociology of education, social stratification, the roots of social protest. Sir guided 4 PhDs and 18 MPhils so far, and there are 7 PhDs and 1 MPhil are under progress. His distinctions are: he is a senior research associate fellow at the Department of Sociology, University of Johannesburg in May 2018, from May 2018 to June 2021. Junior research associate fellow at Department of Sociology, University of Johannesburg from 2012 to 2017. Sir is the regional representative from 2018 to 2020, the International Research Committee RC46 in Clinical Sociology. Sir is the executive committee member from 2018 to 2019 in Research Committee, International Research Committee RC8. Sociology of Dalit and Backward Classes of All India Sociological Society, New Delhi is the member. He is the Joint Secretary, Comparative Education Society of India, CESI, from 2011 to 2012. Sir is the Executive Committee member, CESI, in 2016 and up to 2018. Sir published a book titled Education and Hegemony, the Social Construction of Knowledge in the Era of Globalization. It's from London, Cambridge Scholars Publishing in 2014. Sir published 11 papers at his repute in the national and international journals. Sir has 5 research consultancy projects in national level, and he has completed 2 international research projects. With this brief introduction, I welcome the research person, Professor G. Nagaraj Garu, and hand over the platform for his beginning of the session. Thank you, sir. Power to research person. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir, you are audible, sir.
Hello, can I start, Sunita Garu?
Yes, sir, you can start, sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Respected Sunita madam, and the respected principal, sir, and the chairperson of the student section, Vijay Kumar, sir, Srinivasa, sir, and Sushma madam, and several others, Dr. Suresh Garu, and several other members were kind enough to invite me. It gives me immense pleasure to share my thoughts on the role of technology in this changing society and how to understand society from the perspective of sustainable human development. This is the topic I have chosen. And before I start my lecture, I wish to congratulate Dr. Sunita and the college faculty members, especially the organizing committee, the principal, and all the members who have involved in organizing such a wonderful webinar at the global level. I got a chance to listen to the keynote speaker day before yesterday from SV University. It was so nice listening to him. I really enjoyed some of his thoughts on the idea of the technology. And as the organizer have asked me to speak on this topic, I have chosen to speak on the topic titled Technology for Sustainable Human Development. So, would you like to see the PPTs, or shall I speak?
No, sir. Your PPT is not yet shared.
Shall I share my PPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. 1 second. Madam, is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, madam. Now we can see the PPTs. Okay, as I said, I'm really thankful to all of you. And the first time I'm speaking, I'm addressing scholars from the Government Degree College, Ravulapalem. And I feel really proud to speak to my own audience, my fraternity members from Andhra Pradesh, because I myself comes from one small village near to Guntur district, Guntur. So I really feel honored to be invited by Dr. Sunita and other members. I'm really thankful to all of you. Okay. So now the question is that all of us in our day-to-day life, we use our technology, and we also take it for granted without understanding what is the impact of technology and who are the people who primarily devise the technology, what is the purpose of the technology, and ultimately what is the consequence of the technology. Because I am sure most of your scientists, you may not be that much interested in understanding what are the social and cultural consequences and what are the economic consequences of the technology. But we, with the people of social science, we are always interested to understand what are the political economy and what is the cultural impact of the science and technology in its development. So just to give you a brief idea, as the PPT says, there is a difference between science and technology. Science is an organized body of knowledge. It makes a systematic attempt to understand the nature, which sets science apart from other types of understanding. As all of us know that, we always say that the scientific understanding of a particular phenomenon. So the whole idea of the scientific understanding itself primarily different from the commonsensical understanding of the nature as well as the everyday world. So now the point is that, but what is the meaning of technology? So the technology is primarily referred as a body of skills and knowledge by which we control and modify the world. So in a simple terms, according to some of the philosophers of science, science is a knowledge, whereas technology is the application of knowledge. As all of us know that E is equal to mc square, but by applying the E is equal to mc square, most of the let's say the technologists have developed multiple different types of bombs, including nuclear bombs. So there is a different kind of technology has emerged. So now the point is that the science is the mother of invention, whereas the technology is simply an application of science. But anyway, when we're talking about the development, even today, India, or for that matter, Asian countries and African countries are primarily referred as a developing countries, whereas Europe and America are primarily declared as a developed nation for more than 200 years. So the question is that what makes India as a developing nation or underdeveloped nation when compared to the European world, and why even today we are not in a position to, let's say, challenge the technological as well as the scientific hegemony of the Western world. So why most of the Indians, or for that matter, why most of the Asians and Africans are not in a position to achieve the Nobel Prize, especially in the post-1950s. So if you go into all these details, it primarily establishes that there is an uneven scientific, let's say, development in the context of West as well as in the context of East, that is in the countries like India and China. So now, this is where we went, but if you look at the history of the science and technology and its relationship on the civilizational development, we have read different kinds of stories. You have read different kinds of history as a part of our school textbooks. Now I'm going to show you what is the meaning of what is the nature of the difference, what is the nature of the relationship between the civilization and the technological advancement. So this is where, friends, one of the famous scholar who tried to understand the relation between technology and the national development as well as the social development, by name Alvin Toffler, he has written a famous book called The Third Wave. So wherein he primarily argued that the first wave in the human history is the application of, let's say, minor technologies in agriculture, which primarily led to the stationary civilization. That means, as all of us know that before the rise of agriculture, most of the human beings all over the world, they were primarily known as the hunter and gatherers. So that means where all of us, our civilization starts with the nomadic culture. Even today, I'm sure all of us, we see once in a while some of the people who comes to our village and play, they stay in our villages for only 1 week or 10 days, then they go away. So if you go into the history, almost all the human groups are primarily started their life as the hunter-gatherers, but it is the application of primitive technology in agriculture which has primarily led to the settled human civilization. That's where people started living in a one particular place. That is, we always identified with our village. So for our generation together. So this whole idea of settled civilization is primarily an outcome of the innovations or technological application in agriculture. And so that has continued for almost thousands of years. From we don't know the exact period, but from before the era of the precast to almost until the 1750s, the one of the greatest invention in modern life, which led to the rise of the industrial society. So I'm sure some of you, not some, all of you are aware that there was a famous scientist by name James Watt who invented the steam engine. He would be with the invention of the steam engine has led to the rise of industrial civilization in the Western countries, especially in Britain. So there were so many factories have come up from 1700 onwards. So that's where the rise of the industrial civilization in Britain also led to the the colonization of all the nations, especially in Asia and Africa. So now the question is that from 1700 to almost 1950s, most of the Western countries, they primarily started exploiting the nature. They ruthlessly exploited the nature. They cut all the trees in the forest. They exploited all the natural resources, which are some resources are renewable, some resources are not renewable. So the basic idea here is that, friends, this whole idea of industrial civilization primarily marks the rise of the new society. So that's where, if you go into the history of the India, especially before the Britishers came, most of the Indian people, they used to go work on the caste-based occupations. So therefore, they used to survive on the self-reliant economy. But the moment the Britishers occupied India, and the moment they started importing the British goods on the Indian market, so we lost our indigenous markets. So the whole question is that the Industrial Revolution has primarily led to a new way of life, a new way of culture. So the first time in the human history where the modern institutions such as the schools, hospitals, and industrial organizations, and the whole concept of universities, bureaucracy, that means whatever we are using now, all these are primarily developed during the industrial era, especially in the context of Great Britain in particular, and the rest of the Europe in general. So now one of the important feature of the Industrial Revolution is that though the Industrial Revolution has produced so many positive things, so if you refer to the history of the scientific inventions and discoveries, only from 1700 onwards, though it has started in the 16th century itself, but 1700 onwards, there were a number of scientific discoveries and innovations which primarily took place in different parts of Europe. So that's primarily, let's say, led to the great opportunities for the human life on the one hand, and also it has created the weapons of mass destruction. So friends, so in a simple sense, I wish to argue that the science and technology is like a double-edged knife. If we use positively, we are going to see the positive results, and also it has also negative implications. So one of the best example is that the application of technology to exploit the nature has primarily led to the deforestation on the one hand, and also as a part of the cutthroat competition between the different nations, both in Europe as well as when there was as a part of the Second World War, there was a use of the nuclear bombs on a country like Japan. So all of us know what has happened after the bombing of America on the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So therefore, the important lesson we need to learn is that the technology, on the one hand, it primarily facilitates the human life on a day-to-day basis, but at the same time, the technology, this technology also primarily has the potential to wipe out the human civilization. So therefore, friends, we need to understand technology from a larger perspective, from a holistic perspective. Now, after the Industrial Revolution, which primarily led to the mass production, where the factories have become the centers of the human civilization, where in America as well as in most of the European countries by 1950s itself, more than 80% of the people were primarily depending on mainly depending on industrial sector. Like in India, even today almost 60% of the Indians, they depend on agriculture. But in the context of Europe, friends, by 1950s itself, more than 70 to 80% of the people, they used to depend on industrial sector. So that primarily implies that the European economies or European civilizations are fundamentally different from the rest of the world. So this is where Alvin Toffler also primarily argued that after 1950s, especially with the invention of the computers, it has primarily led to the rise of the new society that is known as the information society, which is also known as the knowledge society or post-industrial society. There are different names which are primarily used by the scholars. But the question we need to understand is that the wider use of the information and communication technologies, though it was started in a military, though it was started as a part of the military technology in Germany, followed by Russia and America, but by 1950s and 60s itself, almost 50% of the population in America, they started working on the jobs which are related to the service sector. That is, for them, production of the goods and services is not a big deal. Rather, how to sell those goods and services. So that's where, friends, we need to understand that the wider use of the information and communication technology, wherein the computers are the centers of the economy, computers are centers of the governance, and computers are centers of healthcare and education. So all of us, now I am sitting in Hyderabad and all of you are sitting in different parts of Andhra Pradesh, but we are in a position to communicate with each other because of the information and communication technology, so which is part of the third wave. So now, the important question we need to understand is that how to understand the technology, especially from the perspective of, let's say, biology, or from the perspective of the human politics. So if you go in details, I'm sure since all of you are, most of you are from science background, I wish to give you a simple example of Charles Darwin's and his famous theory called the origin of species. Most of you know only about his book and about his theoretical proposition, such as the origin of theoretical propositions such as the survival of the fittest, and also the whole idea of the natural selection theory. But most of the anthropologists, as well as the scholars from social sciences such as sociology, politics, and history, by 1910 itself, all of them, they came to a conclusion that the Charles Darwin theory, though it primarily originated in biology, but if you look at its implications, it has a wider political implications. What are the wider political implications? If you look into if you go in detail about what are the implications of his theory, so Charles Darwin theory, it primarily argued that the white men are the superior race when compared to the rest of the world, where the brown man and black men are inferior. So is this idea of the natural selection theory and survival of the fittest primarily used as a mechanism to support the colonial rule? That's where, friends, we need to understand what is the role of science in expansion of the colonial rule all over the world. So this is where the historians of science, they try to understand the theoretical framework of Charles Darwin. So this is where most of these Europeans, especially the Britishers, by using the Charles Darwin theory, they primarily argue that yes, we have conquered the world. That means the white people, especially the British people, are superior when compared to the world. So as a part of that, they also primarily came up with a new theory called the white man burden. I don't want to go into that theory now, let me give you another important example. So they did not stop there. Rather, by using the anthropology of the zoology and biology, they started developing a new theories called the racial and the racial theory from the perspective of the intelligence, where they came to a conclusion that the white people are intellectually superior when compared to the blacks as well as the brown people. So that's where one of the famous dictators in the world from Germany by name Adolf Hitler, he is primarily known for, let's say, classifying the human people on the basis of the race. And let's say the Jewish people, Asians as well as blacks, they were primarily separated, where he used to believe that the German race is superior when compared to the other races of the world. So the point I'm trying to highlight here is that we're talking about technology. Technology has the social and ethical consequences. So if you don't address technology in a proper sense, we are going to be, we'll be moving towards a destructive world. So now let me give you another important example where all of us can connect. So what happens if you don't conceptualize technology in a proper sense? As all of us know that from morning, we start our day-to-day life by taking a chai or a cup of a coffee. But the kind of vessels you use, the kind of technology you use. So when I was a child in the 1980s, we used to, my mother used to cook everything by using the traditional, let's say, the traditional fuel. But now, after 1990s onwards, now all the villages, people in the villages also started using the LPG cylinders and all. So now the question is that, friends, the question is that we use technology from a minor everyday activities to the larger activities. So let us take one of the important examples, how the technology has primarily redefined the gender relations, that is the relation between men and women, as well as how it has redefined the whole idea of the family. So if you go into details, especially from the perspective of the family, until the 1970s, it was very common to see in the villages, every family has minimum 7 to 8 children. That is, the family size of the number of children in each family was minimum 5. Sometimes it used to go to almost one cricket team, up to 11 members and 12 members. That was the scenario. But thanks to the technological intervention, the contraceptions, and also the government India policies, which ultimately led to the small families. Okay, that is a very positive dimension. But the other important, let's say, development of technological intervention is that less mortality and less, let's say, lower fertility and lower mortality. I'm sure all of you know that those people who were born before 70s, 70s or for that matter, roughly before 80s, you would know that number of mothers, when they were delivering babies, they used to die in the villages because of lack of the proper healthcare development. But friends, after 1980s, thanks to the development of medical technologies, now the mortality rate has declined to a large extent. Now we hardly see any mother dying at the time of the childbirth. These are the positive developments. But what are the negative developments? So the negative development is that in 1970s, the government of India, as a part of the demographic planning, they have come up with a famous slogan called the family planning program. When we were children in 1980s, they used to say, Vakaru muddu, Yeddaru haddu, ika apai waddu. This was the famous slogan before 1980s. But what has happened? What are the consequences of this government program? So I'm sure some of you are aware that the family planning program became planning the family. So what do you mean? What do you mean by this? If you go to the states like Punjab, Haryana, certain parts of Rajasthan, certain parts of Uttar Pradesh, and certain parts of even Tamil Nadu, even some of our in certain parts of Andhra Pradesh, especially in some of the cities and towns, most of the educated people, not most, I won't say most, but some of the educated people, we have some money. they are going for the the sex selection technologies, though which are illegal. But by bribing the hospitals, people are resorting to this kind of mechanisms. So now the important question is that, so now the sex ratio is declining day by day. The sex ratio is declining day by day. So in states like Haryana and Punjab, where for 1,000 men, we have hardly 850 women. But if you take the case of Kerala, where there are more women when compared to men, in states like Andhra Pradesh, where there are around 980 women for 1,000 men. At least our record is relatively good. So the point I'm trying to highlight is that, friends, is that of course these are the scenario in India, but in the countries like West, that is America and Germany, where there is a negative population growth, the young men and women, they are not interested to even go for reproduction. So they are not believing in the idea of family. So there is the highest level of abortions are going on in the Western countries. That is a different topic altogether. But now, when you come to the case of India, for that matter, some of the developing countries, it is unfortunate to see that though the technology is primarily used to facilitate the couple who doesn't have children, who can't produce the children, but unfortunately, this kind of rules were primarily led to the rise of renting the womb industry in different cities of India. So where you can find Hyderabad, let's say Ahmedabad, these Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, especially in the metropolitan cities, it has become a big industry. So what I'm trying to submit here is that the technology, how to use technology in a meaningful manner, is the responsibility of the scientists as well as the political policy makers. So if you want to visualize technology in a proper sense, especially in a proper with a larger goals, we are going to misuse the technology. That is the point I want to submit. Okay. So now the important question is that what is the meaning of the sustainable technology? So far, I have discussed about the technology, the sustainable technology from the perspective of perspective of gender, and also from the perspective of family, and from the perspective of the government. But the most important effect, which has larger implications for the globe as a whole, like how Corona is affecting the entire globe, the technological developments which are taking place all over the world, and the misuse and abuse of technology by certain nations, which has far-reaching implications for the, let's say, almost 7 billion population of the world. So let us see what are these important, let's say, components of the human life, and what is the role of technology in protecting the sustainable development for a sustainable life. So as all of us know, in Telugu also we know the concept called Panchabhutalu, or in Hindi or Sanskrit they say Panchabhut. So what does it mean? The five great elements of human life consists of earth, water, fire, air, and space. So we have so much, let's say, literature in our Telugu also. I'm sure all of you are dealing with the different components of our human life. But the question is that when you try to divide the world history, we need to divide if you want to understand technology from the perspective of human history, we need to divide it to two phases. The first phase means the pre-technology in the pre-modern era, and the nature of the relation between technology and nature in modern era. So if you go into details, in pre-modern era, that is before the Britishers came to India, or before the Britishers went to different parts of the world, so there was a kind of harmonious relationship between the nature and technology. So as all of us, we have read about the technology in our Indian history, where even today most of the Adivasis, that is the tribal communities, they use their own idea of the technology, but they are living in a peaceful manner. So for them, the nature is part of their life. But unfortunately, for a non-Adivasi people, for non-tribal communities, like you and me, the nature is not part of our, let's say, human life. Though, of course, it's not that we are not aware of this, but if you look at carefully, before the whole idea of the modernization, before the whole concept of the globalization came into existence, all of us, we used to enjoy the nature. We used to respect the nature. That's why we always consider, in Telugu also, we consider the earth as a mother goddess. So that's how almost all the five elements we have seen, they were primarily worshipped by the Indians with different names. But what happened after the British rule, and what has happened after the Indian independence, and what is happening now? So if you look at very carefully, friends, now the harmonious relation between the two is primarily losing day by day. Rather, the human race is always going for a technological race to exploit the nature. They don't want to cultivate the spirit of positive relation. Rather, the technological race is primarily used in order to control the other human groups, or in order to control the nature. We have seen there are so many reports which primarily says that this whole idea of the corona is primarily human creation. It's not an accident. Rather, it's created by one particular lab. So what primarily implies or highlights the role of the scientific community in moving towards the weapons of mass destruction. So that's where, friends, we need to understand what is the nature of the relation between the technology and the science, and from the perspective of the human development. So as one can see, the technology is like a multi-dimensional concept. We can't club everything under one carpet. So there is no single technology. There are multiple technologies. There is a technological diversity, based on the nation, and based on the region, and based on the local tradition. So what is one of the important technology which people have been using for ages, for thousands of years, is agriculture. So with the different tools, with the application of different tools and techniques in agriculture, all our forefathers and foremothers, they have been living in a very peaceful manner with the rivers and lands. So where to a large extent, though the human beings are always making an effort to control the nature, but nature always used to assert its domination on the human race. That's why the world primarily represents a dynamic or a conflicting relation between the nature and the human race. The human race always try to come up with new technologies to control the nature, but the nature also evolves the different means of domination to show the power of the nature toward to the human beings. So this kind of debate is going on. I'm sure some of you would agree with me, some of you may not agree with me. That's a different point altogether, but I would like to take up some questions after the end. But now let me come to the point. So the point is that we are talking about this whole idea of agriculture from the perspective of technology until 1970s, before the rise of Green Revolution. So there was a harmonious relation between the technology and the agriculture. As a child, I still remember my father used to cultivate the cotton in our village. So we used to use only the animal waste as a part of the, let's say, energy for all the crops. But as all of you know that from the post-1970s in general and 80s in particular, with the wider use of the fertilizers, the whole cycle, the cycle of agriculture, or for that matter, the culture of agriculture has witnessed a radical shift. So wherein most of the lands, I'm sure since all of you are now you are sitting in Godavari belt, both East Godavari and West Godavari, and there are so much land agricultural land erosion has taken place, especially with the cultivation of the different types of fish in different pockets of the Godavari districts. I think it's especially in West Godavari district. I am unable to remember exactly the pockets. But the point I'm trying to highlight is that, friends, we are moving towards a poisonous agriculture. That's where now every fourth Indian now, especially people from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, now they are suffering from the different kinds of health problems such as sugar, BP, and all these things which are there, which were not that much prevalent in before 1980s, especially in the villages. Okay, now the question is, what is the solution? What is the solution to overcome all this problem? Because when you're talking about only the challenges, we should also talk about what are the meaningful solutions. So the nature has given us different kinds of energies. The nature has given us different kinds of energies. So as all of us know that, as all of us know that we have a renewable, let's say, technological energies which can be used. Which there are number of multiple renewable technologies such as the wind power, hydropower, solar energy, and biomass. So by using these kind of technologies, we are going to assure, we are going to giving, we are primarily giving us a chance to our grandchildren and great grandchildren to have a happy life. Otherwise, what our grandparents have given us a relatively better world. But what kind of world or what kind of nature are we going to offer to our grandchildren? Friends, after some time, because after the corona pandemic, all of the entire human race have realized that this wealth is temporary, but health is permanent, right? So now the question is, what kind of health or meaningful health we are going to assure to our forthcoming generation is a big question. So now here the scientists and the scientific community as well as the political class have to concentrate more on the harnessing the different types of powers which primarily comes from the hydropower, solar, as well as the wind. So now the question is that, friends, as all of us know that we are primarily consuming the polluted water, we are primarily consuming the polluted air. So I'm sure those people who are based in countries and cities like Delhi, they are victims of the air pollution. So now the question is that it is the high time for the scientific community to come up with the alternative technologies in order to overcome the major problems which are primarily witnessed by the human race. So now what is the most important solution here is that we need, in order to reduce the different types of air pollution and the other types of pollution, we need to go for we need to go for the use of technology. We need to go for the technologies which are eco-friendly, even with reference to our means of transport, such as the cars or buses or anything. So now scientists are working towards that kind of end. So now the important lesson is the important lesson we need to learn from the humanity, the history of technology, is that the political will is one important one of the important let's say precondition for executing any policy. Scientists and technologists, they have so many ideas, but the point is that the political class have to listen to the ideas of the scientific community. Then only the society is going to have a meaningful life. But apart from the policy interventions, we need to also develop the environmental education, proper environmental education, which primarily cultivates the spirit of respect towards the nature. So by teaching lessons from class 1 to from KG to PG, by teaching lessons from KG to PG only, we are going to assure a proper holistic environmental education, which primarily works towards a balance between the technology on the one hand and nature on the other hand. So friends, I wish to conclude my lecture. Once again, I am extremely thankful to Dr. Sunita Garu for giving me this opportunity, and also I am extremely thankful to the entire team of the Government Degree College Ravulapalem for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Nagaraj Garu, for your elaborated lecture on technology and the sociological aspects in our day-to-day life. Sir has touched upon many aspects of technology and our society. Sir has defined from the basics of science and technology and its use in human development. Sir has dealt with the 3 waves. So the first wave, the second wave, and the third wave. At present, which wave? The third wave we are using in our post-industrial society. And Sir has touched upon the technical aspects of technology, where it is both a destructive and also an improvement and development for the civilization. So Sir has also defined the technology in the view of gender and family and sustainable development. So how this technology has been influencing the human society, and how it is been causing imbalance in the sex ratios in different states of our country. And finally, Sir has also dealt with the different solutions. So the solutions proposed to be employed are about the renewable resources. So the renewable resources that are to be used, the eco-friendly technology that is to be implemented, and the government policies and the political will of the politicians, and finally the students. From the students' point of view also, Sir has touched upon the environmental education from a lower class level, so that he has the basic idea of both nature as well as technology, and he can have all the knowledge about the holistic knowledge about the technology and its implications in the society which we are facing today. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your elaborate lecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vijay Kumar sir. Thank you, sir, for chairing the session. And thank you, Professor Nagaraj sir, for giving a very lively section which is connected to our daily life with sustainability. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now we move on to the next session, that is oral presentations and poster presentations. I now invite our judges, Dr. N. Srinivas Rao, Associate Professor, Zoology Department, PR College, Dr. C. Samson Raju sir, Associate Professor, Zoology Department, SVA Government Degree College, and Dr. M. Vijay Kumar sir, Assistant Professor, Zoology Department, SRR College. Please, the judges, are the 3 members available?
Yes, Swati.
Yes, sir. Is there anything to tell to the participants, sir, in the view of in your view?
You have to guide them.
Okay. Dear participants, there are the rule is we had 10 minutes for your presentation. Total it will be about 10 minutes. 7 minutes your presentation and 3 minutes about your question and answer session. Now you can continue, sir. You had the participants list, right?
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. Please do proceed, sir. Just call the name, they will come. All the participants, be ready with your presentation. Sir, can you call the names?
Yes. The first name is Madhuri Prasanna Kota.
Madhuri Prasanna Kota. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, I am here, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
you can continue.
am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are very much audible.
Ma'am, I want to share my PPT, ma'am. Is it possible?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Will
it is
you
possible.
allow
You can
me?
share.
Just 2 minutes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, sir.
You can share, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
okay,
we
sir.
can share, ma'am. Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am. Okay. Good afternoon to all the resource persons, lecturers, and my dear friends. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. I am K. Madhuri Prasanna from 3rd BSc Computer Science from CHSD St. Teresa's College, Eluru, West Godavari District, Andhra Pradesh. And today. I am here to present my uh, paper presentation on sustainable development, and the title of my paper is Role and Responsibility of a Citizen in Sustainable Development. Yeah, you can see here on my presentation. According to me, sustainable development is the need of the present times, and not for the survival of the mankind, and but also for the future generations. It means uh, we could the mankind, we the people and the humans couldn't harm the any nature or environment, and we should live according to our rules. And the aim of ecology sustainable development is to maximize human well-being or quality of life without disturbing the life support system. Yes, as we are discussing about the sustainable development, first we have to clear about the development. As development is the process that creates the growth, progress, positivity, change, or the addition of physical, economic, environment, and all other it continues. And uh, development is not only a cause which should start from the one person. It must be an unity or an idea from all, and it should continue, and it leads to the great development of our nation. And the exact definition of the sustainable development is: sustainable development is that satisfies the needs of the present without compromising the capacity of future generations, guaranteeing the balance between the economic growth, care for the environment, and social well-being. I think you got it. And next, for every event, there must be a history, as we know. And in the same way, sustainable development is also having a long back history, and it is not an event or any scheme invented by our governments or wherever. It's an hard work and commitment of our ancestors. And sustainable development has its own roots and ideas about in the sustainable forest management, which were developed in Europe during 17th and 18th centuries, in responsibility growth awareness of the depletion of timber resources in England, where to start a great event or in great works in this way, one must take the initiative. In the same way, John Elwin, the person who is in a England, took rice and took a part to start this great event. And the one sentence what he said inspired many people, and that was, sowing and planting of trees had to be regarded as a national duty of every landowner. It means every event which done by us, which must be useful to our nation or everyone. And by through his words, many people were inspired and followed here was. And I will say their name. There are Hans Colborn and Frederick Augustus, and these all followed his words and inspired in their fields. And all these developments, they followed his words and developed in their own fields, and all these developments together came into a term as a sustainable development. And his works, including the Alexander Owen Halbert and George Liding, eventually leading to the development of a science of forestry. And I can say that the development that took in each sector or each field altogether came as an altogether came as an one development, and that term is called as sustainable development without harming the everyone. And next, how did the idea of sustainable development get relevant? And it is very important for every event. The industrial revolution is connected to the rise of the ideas of sustainable development. From the second half of the 19th century, Western societies started to discover their economics and industrial activities has an significant impact of the environment and social. As we all know that industries plays major role in the development of society, and several ecological social crises took place in the world and awareness. And I'm not going to take much time. And here are the some social and economic crises of the 20th century. As we can see that few years were mentioned here, where 1907, 1923, 1929 and 1930s, and it follows. And most of the crises are American banking, crisis of American hyperinflation, and financial crises, and worldwide protests, and all other. And here are some of the ecological crises where took place in 1954, 1956, 1957, and 1976, 1918, and 99, where these are all the main ecological crises. And especially the one crisis which should must mention here is in 1968, the ecologist and the professor Garrett Hardin wrote a essay entitled "The Tragedy of the Commons." He argued that if individual acts independently, rationally, and focused on pursuing their individual interests and ending up against the common interest of their communities and exhaust the planet natural resources. And here, in this way, humans free access and unlimited consumption of the finite resources would extinguish these some resources and see the way to keep on a sustainable development track. Okay, and here are the some of the sustainable development features, and these are of the main. Where it respects and cares for all kinds of life forms. It improves the quality of human life. It minimizes the depletion of natural resources, and it enables the communities to care for their own environment. And we all can have these features when we have to follow the goals. In the same way, sustainable development having few goals, 17 goals, and these are also known as the global goals. And I think that everyone life has every own goal. In the same way, sustainable development is and growth we should come across everyone. That's why these goals are called as global goals, were adopted by all United Nations members in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all the people enjoy the peace and prosperity by 2030. And here are the 17 goals where I mentioned here. And end poverty in all its own form everywhere, and hunger, achieve the food security and improve the nutrition, and ensure healthy lives, promote the well-being of all at ages, and achieve together gender equality, important, and it is very important, and ensure availability and sustainable manner. And these are all the 17 goals as you can see here. And here it is. Promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective accountability and inclusive situations at all levels, and strengthen the means of implementation that retails the global partnership for sustainable development. And the 2030, the year is declared as the agenda for the sustainable development, where the all countries in 2030 should have the same goal to attain the sustainable development. And next, what was the responsibility of a citizen in this sustainable development? And it is the main outline of my paper that everyone should part of this. And the main things that one should have is donate and donate that what you are having and what you can give, and volunteer your time, volunteer real skills in your free time, and go exploiting on occasions, company sponsored time during your sabbaticals, and contribute to the long term innovations. And the Supreme Court, in order to give the effective duties enlisted under the 15A article. And in this pandemic situation, COVID-19, we should take the role and responsible citizen and try to stop the spread of the coronavirus. It also comes under the sustainability, and we should help each other. And here is my conclusion. That one should seek the objectives and sustainable development as a responsible citizen of our country and make everyone aware of the objectives. And one must focus on the result of poverty within society, fight for the gender equality, fight for environment destructions, and mainly, I will obey all these words of our ancestors and stand as a major support for our future generations. It's not just a single person or group of responsibilities to ensure the sustainable development. In a part of every person is advised and required to the ownership, leadership and citizenship, including the business, global, regional, and state, software, as well as government and civil societies. And last but not the least, developing our nation without any resources being exhausted or diminished is an important idea for a responsible citizen of goal. Will achieve the true survival of our lives in this country. And I believe in that we should think the real sustainable development is.
Actually,
And
9 minutes is over. Time,
yes,
9 minutes.
yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am, I come.
Try to
There's a
conclude in 1 minute.
yes, ma'am. And thank you for giving me this great opportunity. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, Mr. Over, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. The next. Next presentation, please.
Elisha, Dr. Elisha.
Dr. Elisha. Ma'am, Dr. Elisha, ma'am, are you there?
And
Hello.
and
Yes.
after that,
Hello.
it is a G Bhavani.
Hello, hello, sir.
Yes.
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 I am
Yes.
Elisha, sir. I am Elisha.
Okay, sir. You
Just a minute. Just a minute.
I'm not female.
Next person will be the G Bhavani Devi.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Sir,
Okay.
can I proceed?
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone, and organizers and judges and resource persons. My topic is sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Sustainability means, before understanding the sustainable development, sustainability means a capacity to maintain some entity, outcome, or process of over time. According to the Thomas, sustainability brings into focus human activities and their ability to satisfy human needs and wants without depleting or exhausting the productive resources at their disposal. This therefore provokes thoughts on the manner in which people should lead their economic and social lives, drawing on the available ecological resources for human development. Now we try to understand the sustainable development. Sustainable development is the organizing principle for meeting human development goals while simultaneously sustaining the ability of natural systems to provide the natural resources and ecosystem services on which the economy and society depends. Sustainable development can be defined as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. As the concept developed, it has shifted its focus more towards the economic development, social development, and environmental protection for future generation. It has been also suggested that the term sustainability should be viewed as humanity target goal of human ecosystem equilibrium, while sustainable development refers to the holistic approach and temporal process that leads us to the end point of sustainability. The Brundtland report defines sustainability development as development that meets the needs of the current generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Some examples of sustainable development: wind energy, solar energy, and crop rotation, water efficient pictures, green spaces. These are all examples for sustainable development. And now, importance of sustainable. Why do we give more importance to sustainable development? Environmentally sustainable economic growth refers to economic development that meets the needs of all without leaving future generations with fewer natural resources than those who enjoy today. The essence of this form of development is a stable relationship between human activities and the natural world, which does not diminish the prospects for future generations to enjoy a quality of life at least as good as our own. The population is the main factor driving up sustainable development campaigns. So the importance of sustainable developments can be viewed from these perspectives. The first perspective is provides essential human needs. That is why we give more importance to sustainable development. And agricultural requirement. For that purpose also we have to develop the sustainability and manage climate change, financial stability, sustain biodiversity. So these points are expressing the importance of the sustainability. Now we discuss about the sustainable goals also. The sustainable goals are officially known as transforming our world. There are 14 sustainable development goals. So the important sustainable goals are end poverty in all its forms everywhere, end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture, ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls, ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all, build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization and foster innovation, reduce inequality within and among countries. Like that, more than 17 sustainable goals have given. And now we will discuss about the objectives of sustainable development. To provide the economic well-being to the present and future generation, this is the first objective of sustainable development. To maintain a healthy environment and life support system, eradicate poverty in all its forms everywhere, and eradicate hunger, achieve food safety, and improve diet and promote sustainable agriculture. Ensure inclusive and fair education of good quality and promote lifelong learning for everyone. Achieve gender equality and strengthen the position of all women and girls. Ensure access to and the sustainable management of water and sanitation for everyone. Ensure access to affordable and reliable, sustainable and modern energy for everyone. Promote continuous, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for everyone. Preserve and make sustainable use of seas, lakes and marine resources for sustainable development. Now we will discuss about the pillars of sustainable development. There are three main pillars to improve or to develop the sustainable development. The first one is economic sustainability. Economic sustainability implies a system of production that satisfies prevent consumption levels without compromising future needs. Traditionally, economics, assuming that the supply of natural resources was unlimited, placed undue emphasis on the capacity of the market to allocate resources efficiently. They also believe that economic growth would be accompanied by the technological advancement to replenish natural resources destroyed in the production process. The main three activities that are carried out in an economy are production, distribution, and consumption, but according to framework used to guide and evaluate the economy with regard to these activities grossly deserves values, and this does not endure well for society and environment. The second pillar is social sustainability. Social sustainability encompasses notions of equity, empowerment, accessibility, participation, cultural identity, and institutional stability. The concept implies that people matter since development is about people. Basically, social sustainability connotes a system of social organization that elevates property. However, in more fundamental sense, social sustainability relates to the nexus between social conditions such as poverty and environmental destruction. In this regard, the theory of social sustainability posits that the alleviation of poverty should neither entail unwarranted environment destruction nor economic instability. It should aim to alleviate poverty within the existing environmental and economic resources base of the society. The last pillar of sustainable development is environmental sustainability. The concept of environmental sustainability is about the natural environment and how it remains productive and resilient to support human life. Environmental sustainability relates to ecosystem integrity and carrying capacity of natural environment.
Elisha sir, time factor is there. 1 minute is there, sir.
Hello.
Time factor is there, sir. 1 minute. Please do conclude.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
So my conclusion is the challenges confronting humankind today, such as climate change, depletion of ozone layer, water scarcity, loss of vegetation, inequality, insecurity, hunger, deprivation, and poverty can be addressed by adhering to the tenets and principles of sustainable development. The ultimate aim of sustainable development is to achieve a balance among environmental, economic, and social sustainability, thus making these the pillars on which sustainable development rests. Sustainability of society can be said to depend on the availability of proper health system, peace and respect for human rights, decent work, gender equality, quality education, and rule of law. Sustainability of economy, on the other hand, depends on adoption of appropriate production, distribution, and consumption, while sustainability of the environment is driven by the proper physical planning and land use as well as conservation of ecology and biodiversity. My implications are: government of all the countries should promote smart growth through proper land use and alignment of their economies with nature's regeneration capacity. All countries should adopt appropriate production and consumption practices that fully align with the planet's ecological process. This could be done through taxation and subsidy policies which accentuate the acceptable and eliminate unacceptable outcomes. The next suggestion is population growth should be checked through population policies backed by legal frameworks. Unless special action is taken, population growth coupled with increased resource consumption beyond what the earth can accommodate will lead to the decline in or collapse of the environment, economy, and society. The last suggestion is there is the need for all countries to formulate and implement social policies that foster tolerance, social cohesion, and justice as cornerstones of social interactions. This can be done by enriching universal human rights within a framework of citizenship, inclusion, equity, and effective political governance. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you. Thank you. So next.
Any questions?
Madam,
Any questions?
Madam,
the participants?
I am Elisha Kolluri, madam.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
One question.
Just
Sir, you had one question, sir. Elisha Kolluri, sir, you had one question. Yes, sir.
okay, madam.
How many goals are there? How many goals are there regarding this?
17 goals. 17 goals, sir.
But in your lecture, in your presentation, you told that there are only 14 goals.
Yes, sir. I am skipping the 3 more, sir. I'm sorry. Can I complete, sir, the remaining also?
You first told that there are only 14 goals.
No, sir. Actually, 17 goals. Due to the same constraint, I cut 3 goals.
Limited yourself to.
Yes,
14.
sir. I limited myself.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what is your subject, sir?
Actually, I belong to teacher education, sir. So my subject is pedagogy of social sciences.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much. Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Swati?
Sir, yes, sir.
Just
Next
a minute.
present.
In a hurry,
Yes, sir.
we skipped questions to Madhuri.
Oh, okay, sir. Madhuri, are you there?
Madhuri?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Yeah, yes. Sir. You had some questions.
Okay, ma'am.
So, what
Yes,
is
sir,
your
you can-
subject? What is your subject in your degree?
Present, I am studying final year, sir. MG Computers, Maths, Chemistry, and Computer Science.
Maths, chemistry, and computer science.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Can you tell what are the oil spill effects? Do you know what is oil spillage?
No, sir. No idea, sir. Sir,
Oil
exact paper outline was mainly I focused on roles and what was the role of a citizen, sir, in these development, and mainly I focused on the features and goals. Not I didn't go through that. What was the main reasons regarding these explosion and everything of nature?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
The next.
Are there any questions? Yes.
Any other
Next participants.
Srinivas,
Questions
sir.
from all the Srinivas
Srinivas,
sir and Vijay Kumar sir. Are there any questions?
No.
Yes, sir. We can
next
go to the
participant
next
is
part. Okay, sir. Yes.
Bhavani Devi will present now, and the next participant will be Pravina. Now
Bhavani
it is
Devi,
Bhavani
ma'am.
Devi.
I think she's not there, sir. Bhavani Devi, ma'am. No, sir. She didn't join, I think. So next we'll go.
V Pravina.
V Pravina.
Yes, ma'am.
Pravina.
Can I share the PPT?
Yeah, you can share. I think you need to wait 1 minute. Okay, you can share the PPT.
Yes. Next it will be M Kavita. After Pravina, it will
What's the name, ma'am?
Ravina.
Pravina.
Pravina.
It's Pravina, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Pravina.
Can you raise the hand, ma'am? We're unable to locate her name.
Pravina, can you raise the hand? Pravina, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Conference 132, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she can share, ma'am.
Ah, okay. Now you can share, Pravina. Pravina, now you can share your PPT.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ఫస్ట్ లో పెట్టాము అయ్యా అర్థమైంది ఆగురా
Ma'am, can you see my PPT?
No, actually. Yeah.
Ma'am, can I start it now?
Yeah, no, you can start it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll start the time when you start it. Okay.
Okay. I'm starting it, ma'am.
Ah, okay, go.
Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Praveena, and my today's paper topic is They Ring and We Run. That is human technology dependence. And my co-partners are Sandra Spurti and Niharika Yadav. Let's go into the introduction. Our paper mainly is composed of how technology is being prevailed in this society and the comparison between the future generations and the past generations, and how technology is dependent on the people, and is it a great thing to be prevalent or it's damaging the people's life. And when coming to the depth of this paper, it involves, in the past people didn't even think that in the present generation we could see things flying over the air or some satellites which can give us the information what is going on around, like example NASA and so on. And we also included the pandemic situation, how did it affect the people's life, mainly in the aspects of technology. As we can see during this pandemic effects, we saw many apps coming up, that is like Netflix, Amazon Prime, which like went too deep into people's mind to get them out of their boredom and whatever. And the next, technology can also be a good thing and as well as a bad thing as well. It can help people in many ways, and also it can affect the people life, like making them very lazy, etc. So here we also mentioned the over usage of technology and how it affects the people's life. We actually conducted this. Okay, fine, I'll just continue it later. Coming to the methodology, we included what are all the possible ways how people use technology and in what devices they use technology. And we also had an idea where many people usually have this misconception where people over the age of more than 40 years tend to use the technology very little. But there's a research done where they say that it's a wrong thing, where people of age more than 40 use the technology more than the people who use like teens. I gave an example where the co-founder of Microsoft, that is Bill Gates, who is more than 40 years, he still uses his technology to run the world. So I feel this is a good example of people of over age using this technology. And here in the first table, you can see through the years, the different age groups, how they have been using their mobile phones. So we can see from the year 2000 to 2019, how the use of technology and phones has been increased. And in the second chart, we can see the usage of mobiles. See, there are so many people who doesn't use only mobile phones. They use many other gadgets such as laptop, tablet, desktop, and so many. Here, artificial technology. So we can see that the artificial technology has been very prevalent in this generation, and the business and the technology dependence. We can see that business people has been over dependent on this technology for their presentations, for their promotions of the business, and so on. Communication, as we can see in the past and present present generation, where communication has a very drastic change. Communication in the past, where they could use pigeons, and if they use pigeons, and it would have taken a lots of time to go. But as of now, when we can just send a message which can reach them in just a minute of time. And coming to the robots, we can see no one expected in the past age that robots could take place of humans. We can see in news like many restaurants have been using robots as serving machines. So health sector with technology, in the past maybe they would have used ayurveda herbal things for the curing of diseases, but now in this generation we can see health sector has been modified a lot with the use of technology. Gaming, in the past we don't have many games. We used to just go to the playground and we used to just play there, just cricket and else. But now we can see there are many games. In the major example is PUBG, I guess everyone knows it. And schools, before there used to be just a wall blackboard and teacher teaching us, but now in schools we can see a projector. We can see instead of teachers we can see the projector and we can learn everything. So, and one more important thing which I included in this paper is pandemic situation. So, in this pandemic situation, everyone's staying in home and no one can go outside. So, what is the other alternative? So, this technology has a very good scope in this pandemic situation, which gave rise to the apps like Netflix, Prime, Amazon Prime, and so on. Here, we conducted a survey among our friends, and we did a Google form review. We did a Google form review where we found out few interesting results, and we asked them questions related to technology of how they use mobile phones, how often they use internet, how often they sync with technology, and so on. Here, the results are turned to be very interesting. Like, it's not like only people of Hyderabad has done this survey, but there are many people who done this survey, and we got many outstanding results, where you can see in the first age pie chart, where the age group of 21 to 26 people, that is 87% of them uses the mobile. And then we can see in the next bar graph, where the use of gadgets, we can see the most of the members use mobiles, but that is not the only alternative. They use laptop, desktop, iPad, and many others. And there's one more important question, that advancement of technology is a good choice or not. Many of them answered it is yes, that is 73%, and no is 5%, and maybe is 22%. Coming to the conclusions, there's an astonishing quote given by Albert Einstein, which says that it has become appealingly obvious that a technology has exceeded our humanity. I personally feel it is correct, because due to this technology, we just socialize ourselves to the mobile phones, just to one room. But when we see in the past, there used to be a group of people sitting on this sitting in a place, and they're discussing and they're laughing, they're breathing the fresh air. But now we can see that people sitting in a room, closed room with the mobile phones, it can damage a lot of things in our human body. So it could be wiser if we sorry so it could be wiser if we use technology to a limited extent. And there's a line called the ring and we run. So I feel it's very necessary to change the line. Let's talk and be happy and healthy. And these are my references. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, any questions?
Pravina,
Yes, sir.
what are the gadgets which are used in health sector?
Sir, actually, I did not go into a deep, but I just did a review where, for the treatment of cancer, we can use many gadgets which can which can be used to help identify the cancer cell and can be used to remove it. And in the brain tumors also we can my main concern is not the gadgets, but I want to say it, there are many other instruments which came up due to this technology.
Okay. And what is the reason for more usage of technology by 40 plus age group?
Like many of the job sectors, mostly the retirement age would be like some 45 to 50. So basically, when their grandchildren or daughters or sons go to the jobs and they stay in the home, they feel very bored, sir. So I feel they use most of the television, they use most of the phones, they use most of the videos to watch and pass their time. When the people are not giving time to them, so they find an alternative which the technology has taken its place, I feel.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next participant. Next participant.
Kavita, Dr. Kavita.
Dr. Kavita. Dr. Kavita, ma'am. Dr. Kavita, ma'am. I think next participant.
Divya Sai Sri.
Divya Sai Sri, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We'll share
Divya
the
Sai
screen.
Sri. Yeah. I think you need to wait 1 minute.
Okay.
Sir, can you?
No, she can, ma'am. She
Okay,
can.
try to. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Divya
We'll
Sai
see
Sri,
the
no. Yes, sir.
presentation.
Now you can share. Now you can share your presentation.
Okay. Screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries. Thank you for being here today. It's my pleasure to introduce myself. I'm Divya Sai Sri Dama, studying MSc Botany final year from the Department of Biosciences and Sericulture in Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati. Along with K. Sumlata Bai and Purusupraja, I'm here to give you a view on effects of soil microbes on plant growth and development. Coming to introduction, soil is essential for the maintenance of microbial biodiversity. The wealth of microbial biodiversity below the ground is vast, and millions of microorganisms live and reproduce in few grams of topsoil. Plants exhibit a diverse array of interactions with these soil-dwelling organisms. Characterizing the positive ecological interactions that promote plant growth is very essential. Ecological interactions like mutualism, commensalism, etc. For instance, mycorrhizal fungi as well as the bacteria present in nodulated legumes were recognized as root symbionts during the second half of the 19th century. Coming to soil microorganisms. Soil microorganisms can be classified as bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoas, and viruses. These microbes interact with soil and in turn with plants. Some of these microbes, such as mycorrhizal fungi or nitrogen-fixing symbiotic bacteria, play an important role in plant performance by improving the mineral nutrition. And there is a clear evidence that the plant-shaped microbiome structured by root exudates. Exudates are the secretions of the plant roots. And coming to the interactions of plant and root associated bacteria, enhancing the plant mineral nutrition by rhizosphere respiration. Let us discuss about rhizosphere respiration. The rhizosphere is a zone immediately next to the root surface with its neighboring soil. In this zone, there is a close interaction between the plant and microorganisms. Root continuously releases substances or exudates into the soil. Here is the view on how the. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Here is the how the gases are exchanged between the soil and the atmosphere. These exudates include sugars, amino acids, long-chain carbohydrates, vitamins, enzymes, and lysates, which are released when food cells break. It has been demonstrated that up to 20% of carbon acquired by photosynthesis is released into the soil as root exudate. These exudates are decomposed primarily by bacteria. These fungi increase surface area of plant root and allows to acquire a greater amount of soil nutrients necessary for the plant growth. The plant will transfer sugars in return for energy and thereby increasing the soil respiration. Fungi along with bacteria and soil animals also play a large role in the decomposition of litter and organic matter in bringing the plant growth. Here is a slide shows that plants releases exudates to the microorganisms in the soil. Plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. The bacterial genera such as Azobacter, Azospirillum, Bacillus, Micrococcus, Pseudomonas, etc. may have the ability to enhance the plant growth and development by the enzymes such as ACC, that is amino-acyl propane 1-carboxylic acid, deaminase, chitinase, and glucanase under stress conditions. Plant growth promotion by PGR is well-known phenomenon, and this growth enhancement is due to the certain traits or characters of rhizobacteria. PGPR promote plant growth directly by nutrient supply, like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and essential minerals, or by nitrogen fixation. Phytohormone productions like IAA, indolacetic acid, cytokinin, ethylene which affect cell proliferation, and gibberellins for the plant. Coming to the mechanisms of PGPR, by directly and indirectly. Directly by biological nitrogen fixation, phosphate solubilization, phytohormone production, siderophore production. Indirectly by chitinase and glucanase production, antibiotic production, induces systemic resistance, and ACC deaminase. IA production, produced by PGPR, that is plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, helps in plant cell division and differentiation. It stimulates seed and tuber germination, biosynthesis of various metabolites, and resistance to stressful conditions. Pseudomonas, rhizobium bacteria, Agrobacterium, Enterobacter, or IAA producing PGPR. Benefits. Coming to benefits, the plant beneficial rhizobacteria may decrease the global dependence on hazardous agriculture chemicals like fertilizers, pesticides, which destabilize the agro ecosystem. The rhizobacteria are the dominant deriving forces in recycling the plant soil nutrients, and consequently, they are crucial for the soil fertility. Salinity tolerance and biological control of phytopathogens and insects. Coming to conclusion, PGPR have multiple of activities directed towards plant growth and controlling pollutants and pesticides. Their productive efficiency can be enhanced by improving soil conditions. In future, they might replace chemical fertilizers and pesticides, which have many bad effects on agriculture. We might be able to find more competent rhizobacterial strains, which may work under several conditions. These are my references. Thank you to all.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you. Sir,
Thank you.
any questions from judges? Questions
Do
from
plants
judges?
Do plants communicate?
Plant-like interactions.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They interact with each other by the pollination.
Okay. Any other thing?
Fertilization.
Communication. I'm talking
Communication.
about.
Communication.
Yes. Is there any communication? Like we talk to each other. Like
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir.
Like that, plants, can they talk to each other?
I think, sir.
Okay. Actually, they talk with the help of these chemicals which are produced by this microrhiza and
Yes,
other.
sir. Exudates. Okay.
Signal
Okay,
transaction.
Signal.
Yes, yes. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
nice question, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, are there any questions from other judges? Vijay Kumar sir and Srinivas sir.
No, madam. No, madam. Proceed, madam.
Okay. Okay.
No, no.
Okay. Okay, sir. Next presenter name. Sir, can you give the
Kalyani.
next presenter? Kalyani.
Yes, ma'am.
Kalyani.
Can I share? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can I share my PPT, ma'am?
Yeah. Pasala Kalyani. Pasala
Yes,
Kalyani.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My slides are visible, ma'am?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. Myself, P. Kalyani, pursuing final year MSc Botany in Department of Biosciences and Sericulture in Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati. Now I am going to discuss about the topic plants, the world dominant life forms for human existence. We all know that plants are primary producers. Without plants, there is no life on earth. Coming into the topic, appearance of plants on earth. Earth is the only planet which supports life and the only planet which contains plants. The plants are evolved on Earth 500 million years ago, and the plant life on Earth started to green cell, and it is fundamental for plant history. Plants release oxygen, which is used by humans and other animals to live on Earth. Next, coming into forest distribution. Here is the map showing forest distribution on the Earth. Forest covers 31% of global land area. 8 billion people on Earth occupies 0.01% of life on Earth. Around 82% of all living things on Earth are plants, which means there are about 7,500 plants for every one human. Next, coming into global ecology. Our forests, rivers, oceans, and soils provide us with the food we eat and the air we breathe and water we irrigate our crops. Plants slow down the planet's warming, but the first thing is to prevent our future generation with the global crisis. So we need to stop deforestation and we need to plant the trees to reduce global warming. Plants provided resources and habitat for animal and human and influence climates on global scale. Next, coming into climate. We all know that plants play a key role in producing rainfall. Plants maintain ecological balance for the proper functioning of biogeochemical cycles. Plants help in stabilizing the climate and humidity. which in turn help to keep soil moist for the functioning of water cycle. Next, plants as dwelling place. Trees provide shelter and food for variety of birds, wild animals, and also humans. Flowers, fruits, leaves, buds, and woody parts of trees are used by many different species. Plants and animals depend upon each other as a mutual interdependence for their survival. For example, bees and hummingbirds gather nectar and spread pollens for their pollination. Next, coming into plants are our green friends. Trees are wonderful gifts by nature. They help to improve air quality and pollution control. Plants provide good health benefits such as reducing stress, relaxing, and imparting sense of well-being. Tree planting program leads to a strong awareness on environmental protection and ethics to people. Plants provide many products for human needs such as firewood, timber, fibers, dyes, pesticides, oils, and rubbers, etc. Plants as food. Human beings depend on plants for food either directly or as a feed for domestic animals. Production of food play a key role in the history of civilization through agriculture plants. About 7,000 species of plants have been used for food, though most of today's food is derived from only 30 species. The roots, stems, leaves, flowers, seeds, and fruits of plants are used as food. Here is the picture showing some examples. Carrots, radish, turnips, tomatoes, peanuts, potatoes, etc. are used as a food. Plants as medicines. Medicinal plants are primary source of natural organic compounds, which helps in curing various diseases of human beings, both for their medicinal and physiological effects. Phytomedicines derived from plants are used in both traditional and modern system of medicines. For example, aloe vera, turmeric, mint, garlic, etc. are used as medicinal plants. Here is my conclusion. Cutting down of trees imbalance the environment, which will indirectly affect the human life. Present generation have the responsibility to act as a trustee of the rich natural wealth for the future generation. So don't cut our best friends, plant a tree and add a new friends in your life. These are my preferences. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalyani. Please, the participants other than presenters, please mute yourself. Okay, sir. Any questions?
We are hearing a lot of noise from
Yes.
somebody. A kid
Yes,
is
sir.
playing. Okay.
All the participants, please mute yourself other than the presenter. Yes, sir.
Everybody has unmuted themselves, ma'am. Only it's a disturbance from the Kalyani's home, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, questions from judges.
I'm having one question. How can you say that the Earth is the only planet which is known to support life? That is there in your first slide.
It contains plants. They are primary producers. No
Okay,
other
ma'am.
plants.
But until now, it is the only one planet that is the Earth, which is containing
Plants.
life.
Yes, sir.
Life. But in future, it may change.
Yes, sir.
So your first slide is stating that how can the Earth is the only planet. Science changes from time to time. That's all. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Next participant. Maunika.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Maunika Surisetti. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Next participant, right? Okay. Is there any
Can I
presentation?
share my screen, ma'am?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
You can share.
I'm Monica. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Monica of MSc Botany from SPM VV Tirupati. Me, along with R. Gautami and D. Reshma, is going to present on the topic Conservation of Natural Resources for Sustainable Development. Coming to introduction, natural resources are being interrupted by human beings nowadays in a large extent. Plants are the primary basis for human sustenance, used directly for food, clothing, and shelter, or indirectly in processed form. Human activity has caused adverse impacts on Earth's ecosystems, creating a severe environmental problem at unpredicted level. Certain demands of humans will continue to increase over the coming decades, posing mega challenges for sustainable development. Plants have a critical role to play in ensuring future sustainable development. It is very important to consider how plant conservation can enhance and generate support in the future. One of the greatest challenges for the world community is to conserve, restore, and sustainably use plant diversity. Need of the hour. Sustainable development is a main practice which helps us to protect our environment issues. It can be achieved by many ways, like by using renewable resources frequently without harming our nature at all. So we could achieve it then only. As global warming has many possible consequences, such as raising of sea levels, extreme drought, erosion, loss of forest, species extinctions, and collapsing fisheries. Hence, pollution to be decreased and the greenery should be our main aim. Our objective is how we can achieve the sustainable development through the conservation of natural resources. Natural resources and their importance. Natural resources. Earth is the only planet on which life exists. Non-renewable resources such as metals and petroleum, these are diminished by use. So sustainable economies cannot be based only on raw renewable resources. Ultimately, sustainable economies must be supported by the use of resources such as biological productivity, solar, wind, geothermal, and energy resources. Factors affecting sustainability. Environmental conditions play a key role in defining the function and distribution of plants. In combination with other factors, climate change have enormous impacts on current plant diversity patterns. Climate change is significant long-term change in the expected pattern, whether due to natural variability or as a result of human activity. Human activities such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, etc., causes the increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which leads to global warming. Unsustainability due to human activities. Human activity has been known to exert its influence on wildlife in various ways. Physiology, destruction of territory and habitat, disturbance of food chains, population breeding success, distribution on patterns of wildlife. At an increasingly faster rate, humans are modifying the spatial distribution and functioning of ecosystem. This modification is occurring at local, regional, and global scale. These are the pictures we can see. In the first picture, we can see the deforestation where cutting of forest is taking place and these areas are occupied by the humans. In the second picture, due to climatic changes, the earth is losing its fertility and the power for cultivation of crops is also being reduced. Humans are interrupting in the ecosystems and fulfilling their needs. Fourth and fifth pictures are the best pictures showing drastic changes in the environment. In the fifth picture, we can see animals are losing their habitats. Methods of conservation of natural resources. Botanical gardens. Botanical gardens devote their resources to the study and conservation of plants. These gardens thus play a central role in the ex situ conservation and exploration of global plant biodiversity. Botanical gardens' focus has been on creating awareness of the threat to the Earth's ecosystem. They also have an important role in the preservation of species necessary for human use and well-being, and this role is likely to become increasingly important as climate change becomes more severe. Biodiversity conservation for better sustainability. Biodiversity is under serious threat as a result of human activities. The main dangers worldwide are population growth and resource consumption, climate change and global warming, habitat conversion and urbanization, invasive alien species, over-exploitation of natural resources and environmental degradation. Biodiversity conservation is a protection and management to obtain resources for sustainable development. Biodiversity has utilitarian value because it benefits people directly and maintains interactions between the living and non-living parts of the environment. Conclusion. As we all know, plants are the major source for everything. At least every human being should plant 50 to 100 plantlets and grow them so that we can avoid the critical situations to some extent. Deforestation should be stopped and afforestation should be our main aim. Abundant growth of the plants can decrease the global warming of Earth. If we are not able to protect the climate at present, there will be much impact on next generation. Saving a paper is saving a tree. We should make use of paper in a sustainable way. The best example for the world is present pandemic situation being faced by everyone. Keeping the present situation in mind, everyone should work in the way that this pandemic situation never be able to repeat in future. Here are some of the other conserving methods. Instead of using some plastic and undegradable things, we can replace them and we can use these things so we can thrive for the conservation of nature. Distribution of plantlets during wedding, and instead of cards we can use eco-friendly wedding cards and the seed embedded cards. These are the references of my presentation. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions from judges? Questions from judges?
No, madam. No, madam. Proceed.
I am having one question.
Yes, sir.
What are the greenhouse gases apart from carbon dioxide?
Can you
Monica.
answer the question?
Yes, sir.
Monica.
Greenhouse
Monica
gases are nothing but harmful.
What are they?
What are the
Can you name them?
Methane, example for methane. Nitrous oxide.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
That's all I know, sir.
Okay, it's all right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So next.
Ati,
Yeah.
Ati, one request to the judges, sir.
Yes.
Dr. Kavita is unable to join earlier. Now she is available to present her presentation. Will you allow her, sir? Dr. Kavita, earlier participant.
Yeah. Sir, for the judges. Will you
Madam,
allow
sir.
Kavita to participate?
Yes, madam. Yes,
Dr.
madam.
M.
She can-
Kavita.
Yes, madam. I
Certainly,
have seen.
certainly.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
Okay, Kavita, you can present.
Allow her.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Kavita, you can present now. Dr. M. Kavita.
Dr. M. Kavita. Is she there, Sunita?
She requested me that she is joining now for.
I think she had not joined yet.
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, she's there.
She's
Kavita,
there.
ma'am. Yeah.
Kavita, ma'am, please unmute yourself. Hello, Dr. M. Kavita, ma'am.
Okay, I think we can keep it in next.
Okay, we can proceed for the next presentation.
Sir,
Ma'am
can
is
you
not
say the
available,
next-
it seems.
Yeah, okay. Sir, can you name
Ma'am,
the
just
next
5
presenter?
minutes. Wait, ma'am. Wait, ma'am.
Okay.
5 minutes.
She is there, madam. She is there. Kavita madam is there. Please check
She is
once.
available, ma'am. She is available.
Ma'am.
She's there. She's requesting for some more time. Shall we take another
Maybe next
presentation meanwhile?
Yeah. In the meanwhile, we can complete one presentation.
Yes.
Ma'am, Kavita, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Kavita, ma'am, you get
Wait, ma'am,
ready.
Wait, ma'am. 1 minute.
Yeah, you can get ready for the next
Wait, ma'am.
next presentation.
Next
1 or
presentation
2
will be
minutes.
her.
Next presentation, I will.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, can you tell the presenter
Next
name, sir, now?
presentation.
Okay.
Maunika.
Maunika after then. Next.
It is Harshita.
Harshita, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Harshita,
ma'am.
now you can present your presentation.
Okay, ma'am.
P. Harshita. Pilli Harshita.
Ma'am,
Yeah. You can present your presentation. You can
yes,
share your
ma'am.
presentation.
I'm sharing.
Yeah.
Ma'am, is my visible, ma'am? Hello?
Yes, your screen is visible. You proceed.
Hello?
But the presentation is yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. It's visible now.
Yes.
Yes,
Ecological
ma'am.
law.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm P. Harshita. I'm studying MSc Bots from Department Bioscience from Mahila Vidya Tirupati. I'm going to give a presentation on ecological law and protecting endangered plant species. What is ecological law? Ma'am, is my screen is visible, ma'am?
No, Harshita, it's not visible.
Okay, ma'am. I'll share again. Ma'am, is now visible it? Hello?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can go
it's
ahead.
It's now visible, Amma.
Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. Ecological law. Applied to ecology, the law emphasizes that in nature there is no such thing as waste. In every natural system, what is excreted by one organism as waste is taken up by another as food. For example, the plants excrete oxygen, which is used by animals, and in the same way, animals excrete carbon dioxide, which is used by plants. Next, the concept of ecological law. What is the concept of ecological law? The main reason to develop ecological law is to protect the environment and to reduce the rational utilization of natural resources at both national and international levels. Next, the principle. Environmental law has developed in response to emerging awareness of and concern over issues impacting the entire world. Here are some principles which are not usually universally accepted but are very important to understand environmental. The first principle is development. It is an approach to economic planning that attempts to foster economic growth while preserving the quality of environment. Equity. It provides the preservation of natural resources and the environment. And public participation. Governments set environmental standards to permit environmentally damaging activities which are made after the decision has been made, announced publicly, where they are given opportunity to influence the decision made by government. And next, the transboundary responsibility. It is a no harmful rule is that states are under an obligation not to cause harm to the environment of other states or to the area beyond to national jurisdiction.
I am not able to hear. Swati?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am.
I think.
Good evening, ma'am.
Harshita, are you there?
Dr. Kavita, ma'am. Shall I present my paper, ma'am?
Wait one minute. Ma'am,
Double sharing is done.
Harshita.
Harshita.
Ma'am, I'm here, ma'am.
Yeah, you can present, I think. You can present without your presentation also, PPT also, if it is problem. Harshita, your time is going on. Yeah.
Some technical problem, I think.
Yes, sir. Harshita.
Madam, can we go with another presenter and we'll give at the end of the session we will give another chance to her.
If if you had another, we had time, we will give chance to Harshita. We'll proceed to the next presentation. Kavita, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, Harshita, you can present at the last. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Kavita, ma'am.
Of course, disabled participant screen sharing.
Dr. M. Kavita, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think you can present your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Screen sharing. Yeah, disabled participant being varudam.
Okay.
Screen sharing.
Yes, sir, from Government Degree College.
Just 2 minutes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
2 minutes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Ma'am, wait 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Kavita ma'am name is not available here, ma'am. Previously she was available, now it's not showing, ma'am. Could you raise your voice, ma'am? Kavita ma'am?
Good evening, sir.
Dr. Kavita ma'am, yeah.
Your name is Surya ma'am over here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Surya.
Yeah, okay.
Kavita, sir. Yes, sir. My son Surya.
Previously it was showing Kavita, that's why I'm
Okay.
Now you can share.
Surya itself. Yeah.
Now you can share.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
can share your PPT, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, slides, I think it's there.
Slide share.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am. Unfortunately, this way.
Yeah, I think some nature or something give us PPT.
Nature. No, ma'am. Kids
Yeah, okay.
sliding, ma'am. Kids sliding.
Uh-huh.
Ma'am, 1 minute, ma'am. Pen trail. Wait, ma'am. Wait, ma'am.
Let her get ready, madam. Meanwhile, we'll proceed.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, Kavita, ma'am?
Ma'am.
Yeah. Can you give the next presentation?
Wait, 1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute. Okay, ma'am. Next person. Next, I will
Yeah,
try
okay.
and
Okay.
get ready for
Okay.
this.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Who is the next presenter, sir? I think in the list. Hello? Sir, sir?
Venkataveni.
Venkataveni. Is there Venkataveni? Venkataveni.
Devendra sir, can you please?
Yeah, already I
File
have
is
given,
open.
sir.
Ma'am,
Venkata
file
Vani,
is
sir.
open. Ma'am, Kavita,
Okay, sir.
ma'am.
I think Kavita
Ma'am,
ma'am will
Kavita.
start. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening to
Okay.
ma'am. Good evening. Good evening to all, ma'am.
Wait,
Sir, good evening,
ma'am,
sir.
1 minute. Sir, judges, Kavita
Yes.
ma'am is going to present her presentation.
Okay, 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 ma'am.
Ma'am, it's 10 minutes only. You
Okay,
should
ma'am.
finish your in 7 minutes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Good
Okay.
evening to
Then
all
proceed,
organizing,
please.
ma'am and sir. Good evening to everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for. Unfortunately, I delay to my sharing my slide. Okay, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. My seminar, my paper name is Interaction of Living Things related to mollusk, ma'am. Mollusk, my field is mollusk. So describe how objectives, what are the objectives, make a chart that shows that relationship among living things and groups of living things to interact within the ecosystems and biome. That is a region with a similar climate and types of plants and animals also, then ecosystem and community, population, organism. These are all groups of living things to interact within the ecosystems. So kingdom Animalia and organisms to adaptations enable to fill a unique role in its ecosystem and eating particular types of food and obtaining food in unique ways and using other abiotic and biotic factors to meet its needs, and having a good and harmonious relationship is important to maintain peace and order in the society. Then main relationship among living things. First one is the predation, and second one competition, then cooperation, symbiosis. Symbiosis means mutualism, parasitism, and commensalism. That is a major relationship among living things. That one is the interaction between organisms, predator, and competition, symbiosis, all living organisms together. Symbiosis, it means commensalism, mutualism, and parasitism. Three major types of interactions. Predation, a stronger organism, that is known as predator. It's the weaker organism, that is known as prey. That means predation, the organism that does the killing. Prey, organism that is killed. Predators and prey, to the adaptations to survive. Predators are to be able to catch prey using wide variety of methods and abilities. Then cold rod, spider. That one is spider versus its prey by blending in with flower and waiting for its insect meal to arrive. That is the predators and prey adaptations to keep from being eaten. Prey have to keep from being eaten. That means predation, are able to run away and stay in groups, camouflage themselves somewhat poisonous are also, and advertise poison with bright colors. Small fishes and swim in groups called scores. Other animals and defensive chemicals, skunk and bombardier beetle, both spray predators with irritating chemicals. Bees, ants, wasps inject a powerful acid into their attackers. So this is defensive chemicals, but that is coded bitohe. It contains deadly toxin. Any predator that eats or tries to eat, and one of these animals will likely die. Warning colorations also. Predators will avoid any animal that has the colors and patterns they associate with pain, illness, or unpleasant experiences. Most common warning colors are bright shades of red, yellow, and orange, black, and white. Parasitism means one organism benefits while the other is harmed. Host will be harmed. So the organism that benefits is called the parasites. Organism that is harmed is called the host. So female wasp lays the eggs on a tomato cornworm egg catch, and young burrow into the caterpillar body and actually eat the caterpillar alive. Then adult wasp lay prey. Competition. That means some living things have the same need. That is why they used to fight each other. Intraspecific competition. It involves organisms of the same kind of species. The struggle between organisms to survive in a habitat with limited resources. Intraspecific competition among of the same species. This is the interspecific competition among organisms of different species. Interspecific competition. Two or more individuals or populations try to use the same resource. So such as water, shelter, space, any other else to fight it. That means competition. Cooperation. Some organisms help one another for higher chance of survival. That is cooperation. Example, for ants are helping one another to protect and sustain their colony. So that means cooperation. Symbiosis, an interaction that involves two different kinds of organisms, where one is benefited while the other may be benefited, harmed, or unaffected. For example, mutualism, parasitism, and commensalism. Mutualism, two organisms are benefited. Butterfly helps the flowers in pollination, and as well as the butterfly drinks nectar from flowers. So that is a help for pollination for flowers. Mutualism, peanut plant root. So to provide shelter and food of bacteria, nitrogenous bacteria. Notice nitrogen fixing bacterium is to get the atmospheric nitrogen and it converted into the nitrates. So plant needs nitrogen, but it must be changed to nitrates first. So it is a nitrogen fixing bacterium to change nitrogen to nitrates. Then it takes the plants for these nutrients and protect aphids from predator and symbiotes. Parasitism, one organism is benefited, parasites, then the other is harmed, coast. It is an interaction that benefits the parasites. On the other hand, the coast harmed. That is parasitism. Commensalism, organism benefited while the other is not affected. Commensalism. Shark is the coast. The remora is the commensal. So that means commensalism benefited, but other is not affected. Orchid is the commensal, tree is the coast. Mutualism. Interactions among members of the community. Intraspecific competition and interspecific competitions. Prey predator, competition, commensalism, mutualism, parasitism. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Sir, any questions from judges? Questions?
Nothing.
Yes, sir. I think ask, sir. Questions
Next
from
presenter.
judges. Okay, ma'am.
Next
There are no
presenter.
questions for you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Nice
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank
Okay,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Sir, next presenter name, sir.
Venkataveni.
Venkataveni. Venkataveni, are you there? You can mute yourself and tell. Venkataveni. Okay, sir. Next presenter, sir, name.
Rupali Cha.
Rupali. I think she's there, I think. Rupali. Rupali.
Let us give chance to Harshita.
Okay. Oh, okay, sir. Harshita. Harshita. Harshita, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Now,
there, ma'am.
can you present your presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I think you can share.
Good presentation.
Ma'am, shall I continue?
Continue.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Pri Harshita, MSc, studying MSc Botany, final year, Department of Biosciences and Sericulture, from PA University. Today I'm going to give a presentation on ecological law in protecting endangered species. The ecological law. Applied to ecology, the law emphasizes that in nature there is no such thing as waste. In a natural system, what is excreted by one organism as waste is taken up by another as food. For example, plants excrete oxygen, which is used by animals, and in the same way, animals excrete carbon dioxide, which is used by plants. What is the concept of ecological law and its principle? The main reason to develop ecological law is to protect the environment, to reduce the rational utilization of natural resources at both national and international levels. Principle.
Hello?
I think her internet is unstable, Swati.
Yeah. Okay. Venkatavani, you can continue, I think, next. Venkatavani. Venkatavani. Hello.
Hello, Venkatavani, are you there?
I think she had kept
Yeah,
in
she
message.
posted in the chat also.
Yeah.
But she is not
I think we
responding.
can, okay, we can continue by the next presentation. Sir,
Yes.
Sir, can you please tell the next presenter name?
Kuldeep Singh.
Okay.
Kuldeep Singh.
Kuldeep Singh. Kuldeep Singh.
No?
Kuldeep Singh, are you there?
Poonam.
No. Poonam.
Dr. Poonam.
Dr. Poonam.
Next, Dr. N. Sujata.
Dr. N. Sujata. So next, sir.
D. Ramarao.
B. Ramarao.
D.
B. Ramarao.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir.
I am ready.
B. Okay, sir.
Sharing my slide, madam.
Okay.
Sir, my presentation is visible, sir. Srinivas garu.
Yes, sir, it is visible. Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Dr. Ramarao, Kakinada, PR College. My topic is assessment of environmental impact and sustainable development. The environmental assessment, sustainable development, it is what is the sustainability means? It focus on the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations. It meets the needs of the concept of sustainability is compact the pillars of the major pillars of the state development and country development. It is involve the economic and environmental and social development. It is totally, it is include total development. It is known as a sustainable development of the our area or country or the area. So the sustainable development is influence social needs of the country and also environmental effects and also economical background of the country. Okay, introduction. Environmental concern has become one of the major global issue. The effects all national, individually and or collectively. Collectively, the government has set environmental policies, laws, the regulations and administrative frameworks requiring environmental assessment prior to the launching of investment of the development activity. That means the sustainable development is including food and agriculture needs to solve the needs of food and agriculture and forestry, industrialization and urbanization and energy. The major role of these the 5 items, it is the development. It include the sustainability in the all aspects of the abilities. Environmental Protection Authority of The agency is mandated to predict and manage the environmental impacts that may caused by any investment activities, result the construction operations of an organic mediations terms. There are help to the promotion of the promotion of development, and agriculture is the backbone of the country economy and the foundation of the economic welfare of the population. Urbanization. The rate of urbanization about 6% in most Asian countries, where in 1950 the urban population in Asian was about 200 millions. By the year 2000, the number will have increased in 1.4 billions. The emerging to the urban areas is expected the environmental stress such as drought and the floods facing the farmers and their families, and to migrate to their employment, since adequate housing is generally not available to the price migrants can afford. So the combined effects of the carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, it influence the food production and the crop production. It reduce the crop production, and it reduce the temperature of the global warming effect, and also land profile, decrease the land profile. Due to this reason, the development also totally reduce the compared to the according to the pollution aspects. Conclusion. The impact assessment study is identify the both the potential positive and the negative impacts of the this advantages of these negative impacts upon the natural and the socio-economic environment possible migration, socio-economic environment possible migration of measures with identified advantage. The enable measures were identified in the advance uh, of this impact. Therefore, the environmental impact assessment was an instrument that facilitate identification of the potential impacts and development of the migration measures to the reduce adverse significant impacts and forest sustainability. So the in my observation, the study review of the project work, the sustainability, it is the overall sustainability which is the pillars of the economical and social environmental aspects, industrialization, urbanization, and also energy, which leads to the development of the four five items, including the sustainability and sustainable development or sustainable development of the our country. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Sir, are there any questions from judges?
No, madam. Proceed, madam.
Okay, next, sir. Next
it is G. Manikyam.
G. Manikyam. G.
Yes, ma'am.
Manikyam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I am here, ma'am.
Okay, now you can share your PowerPoint presentation.
Shall I share, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah, you can share your PPT presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sharing. Is my PPT is visible?
Yeah, full screen. You can keep it full screen.
Okay. Respected dignitaries and distinguished delegates and my dear friends, a very good evening to one and all. Myself, G. Manikyam, representing Government Degree College, Puttur. Now, I would like to deliver a presentation on antimicrobial activity of cockroach serum. We are all seeing the cockroaches every day in our daily life. Cockroaches lives all over the world except in Antarctic region and eats anything as it is omnivorous scavengers. Cockroaches have been in existence in this world for about 360 million years. We know the cockroaches are the potential mechanical vector of human diseases. Many pathogen organisms like poliomyelitis, viruses, bacteria, and fungi associated with the cockroaches and contaminates the food items. As these cockroaches helps and coexist with the other microbes and also provide a window to show us how spring of life exists with antimicrobial peptides, perfumes, it may offer of perfume of nature. Now I would like to share some of the interesting facts about cockroach. Do you know a cockroach can live up to 1 week without having its head? A cockroach can live almost 1 month without food. A cockroach can live about 2 weeks without water. A cockroach can hold their breath up to 40 minutes. A cockroach can run up to 3 miles per hour, and it can also spread nearly 33 different kinds of bacteria. Antimicrobial activity. The antimicrobial activity refers to the process of killing or inhibiting the disease-causing microbes. Various antimicrobial agents are used for this purpose, such as antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. In past, ancient Egyptians and Greeks used specific molds and plant extract to treat infections. Why cockroach? Even though we are having some lakhs of organisms surrounding us, we choose cockroach only because cockroaches have high longevity and it has the hardest group of animals. Cockroaches can produce nearly 400 offsprings in 1 year and it has a high resistance power. Objective of the study. The main objective of the study is to investigate the antimicrobial peptides of common cockroach serum and screen out for its antimicrobial peptides, which is responsible for its antimicrobial activity. Collection of cockroach sample. Cockroaches were collected from households, kitchen rooms, and corners of building using cockroach traps. Some cockroaches were caught directly from the rubbish dumps by using sterile surgical gloves and put into the surgical jars provided with holes for aeration. Collection of cockroach serum. The collected cockroaches were kept in the ice cold water for anesthetizing purpose. We extracted cockroach serum with the help of hypodermic insulin syringes and stored the serum in appendix for further uses. Test organisms. Clinically isolated bacteria like Escherichia coli, Proteus vulgaris, Pseudomonas putida, Staphylococcus aureus, and Enterococcus durans were used. Each test organism were subcultured with nutrient bath. Results. In first place, we used DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, as a control. Here, one thing to notice is the zone of inhibition plays a key role. The zone of inhibition is a circular area in which the bacteria colonies do not grow. We used antibiotics such as penicillin and streptomycin for all bacterial samples. In E. coli, the inhibition zone of cockroach serum is about 2.5 millimeters. In Proteus vulgaris, inhibition zone of cockroach serum is about 2.4 millimeters. In the same way, in Pseudomonas, inhibition zone of cockroach serum is 2.2 millimeters. In Staphylococcus, inhibition zone of cockroach serum is 2.6 millimeters. In Enterococcus, the inhibition zone of cockroach serum is 2.8 millimeters, which is highest among the 5 bacterial samples. So the present study clearly showed that antimicrobial activity of cockroach serum against specifically selected bacteria like E. coli, Proteus vulgaris, Pseudomonas, Staphylococcus, and Enterococcus. Antimicrobial activity of cockroach serum are nearly as similar to the antibiotic we chosen. The antimicrobial peptides of cockroach may open us new vistas to counter the diseases caused by the bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Generally, multicellular organisms adapt innate immunity and synthesize small peptides known as antimicrobial peptides. The innate immunity is the immunity power developed in the body by birth. Innate immunity refers to the non-specific defense mechanism and that came into action immediately if the pathogen appears in the body. There are many immune cells such as leukocytes, which includes eosinophils and basophils, and phagocytic cells, which includes macrophages and dendritic cells, and neutrophils, functioning as identifying and eliminating the pathogens within an hour by increasing the flow of blood to the infected area. If the innate immune system or the first line defense mechanism fails, then the specific adaptive immune system comes into action after 4 or 7 days. Adaptive immune system takes long time, but it targets the specific pathogens. After observing the antimicrobial activity of cockroach serum, we found that the serum of cockroach are having abundant antimicrobial peptides. It is also called as post-defense peptides. It can kill both the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Now, I would like to tell some important applications of antimicrobial peptides, which will be used in future. The antimicrobial peptides destabilizes the biological membrane and can form transmembrane channels and has the ability to enhance the functioning of innate immunity as immunomodulators. The antimicrobial peptides will be used to prepare clinical and therapeutic drugs which resist the growth of microbes, which in turn prevent the disease caused by the microbes. The antimicrobial peptides can contribute to kill cancer cells, tumor cells, and other oncological diseases. The antimicrobial peptides will be used in the agriculture field during cultivation to fight against the pest and to counter the plant diseases caused by the microbes. So in future, we will continue the work to isolate the antimicrobial peptides from cockroach. The present study emphasizes the importance of antimicrobial activity that are sufficient in cockroach. The efficacy of the system is clearly illustrated by the huge success of these insects that apparently thrive in extremely inhospitable microbial rich environment. With this, I conclude my small presentation. Thank you for this giving golden opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Sir, any questions from judges?
Manikyam garu, your presentation is extraordinary and you have done a good work.
Thank you, sir.
My suggestion, it is not a question, suggestion is, have you experimented with the existing drugs that are there in homeopathy extracted from this cockroach?
No, sir, not yet.
So, not like that. You compare the antimicrobial activity of the drugs that were there in homeopathy and your research. Then it will be a what we call the comparison work. You have originally extracted serum from the cockroach, and
sir,
there is a drug already available in the market, like Blata or something like that. Some homeopathic medicine is there. You compare the active microbial activity of that drug with your extract. Then it will be the result will be, you can extrapolate your result, or you can interpret the result in that way.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
sure.
anyhow, good work.
Okay, sir. Thank
good
you, sir.
Presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Manikyam.
Yes, sir.
What is the example for gram positive and gram negative bacteria?
Yeah, gram negative bacteria. So, gram positive bacteria are Staphylococcus and Enterococcus.
Okay.
Gram negative bacteria, E. coli, Proteus vulgaris, and Pseudomonas.
Okay, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from participants? Okay, sir. Can we proceed for next presentation, sir?
Yes, it is a N Priyanka.
Yes,
Afterwards,
sir.
we will give a
Chance to
somebody.
Venkatavani. Okay.
Venkatavani.
Venkatavani, be prepared after Priyanka.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
N
you, ma'am.
Priyanka.
Okay,
Good
Priyanka,
evening,
N
sir.
Priyanka.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm present, ma'am.
Okay. You can present, you can.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. I
Okay.
will present.
Okay.
Ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes.
tell.
I'm unable to share. Now I'm getting, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's visible. Visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening to everyone. Myself, Priyanka. Now I would like you to tell about the topic related to interaction of living organisms. Interaction of living organisms. First, let us know what is meant by interaction of living organisms. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible. You can go on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. What are the main objectives of this topic, interaction of living organisms? First, let us know what is meant by interaction of living organisms. Interaction of living organisms take place when two or more organisms coexist each together with suitable environmental conditions. What I would like you to tell about the interaction of living organisms that when there are suitable conditions for living organisms, they can survive according to the environmental conditions, then they can survive each together. In this process, living organisms interact with each other and consist of different types of relationship. In that form, they survive with suitable conditional resources in an environment, climatic conditions, biological factors. That means what I would like to say is that biological factors or climatic conditions may be also responsible for the interaction of living organisms. For example, this picture, if you see, tortoise and fishes, there exists an interaction of relationship within that within that living animals. First, according to ecology, a biological interaction is the effect that a pair of organisms live together in a community have on each other. What might be that relationship? You may get doubt. That relationship might be in the form of mutualism, competition, predation, commensalism, amensalism, and parasitism. In this, how that take place, we shall know. In mutualism, for example, if you take an oxpecker and rhinoceros, oxpecker is a bird. Oxpecker is a bird. In the bird which fits on the rhinoceros skin, then what happens? Then it eats the mites and ticks of that which are present on rhinoceros. Then the pest control will be controlled on its skin of rhinoceros. That is benefit to each of them. Competition. In competition, if you take, both animals get killed, might, because they try to search for the same food, they compete with them, but both will be affected due to that competition. In predation, one animal gets benefit and other animal gets affected. For example, familiarly you know that a lion kills a deer. That is a common, very, very popular example related to predation. Commensalism, one gets benefited and other gets benefit nor affected. That, if for example, if we take dung beetle and orchids, in dung, the dung beetle eats the dung of cow, but the cow gets neither benefited nor benefited. That remains unaffected itself. It is neutral. In amensalism, if you see, one species get affected, other species is unaffected. For example, trees. If you take in forest, there are tall trees present. If you take Amazon forest, in that there are tall trees, and under that a small number of plants are present. They do not receive sunlight, but the tall plants covers the small plants. The tall plants get plants get enough amount of light, but the small plants do not get.
వెళ్ళిపోతుంది 5 అవ్వలేదని అందుకే వెనక్కి వచ్చేసారు.
Hello. Is it audible, ma'am?
Yes,
Hello,
it
ma'am.
is audible. You can
Audible. You can go. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. In amensalism, you see, the short plants will be under the large trees. Then the sunlight, due to the what we say is that the sunlight does not fall on the small plants due to the covering of the large trees branches. Then the small plants get affected and the tall trees neither not get benefited. It remains unaffected. In parasitism, if we see one species get unaffected and other species is benefited. For example, if we take familiarly in our head, there remains a lice in our head. The lice act as a parasite and host act as a human's head. That is what I would like to say. There are types of organism interactions, prey predator, these all symbiotic interactions, these all take place. In interaction between living organisms always cannot live alone, because their interaction of organisms take place. How the human beings survive in suitable environment conditions, the organism also survive in that way. Interaction controls the size of population in a community. Interaction creates a balanced and stable environment. Importance of interaction of living organisms. One of the importance of interaction of living organisms that it maintains food web. For example, if we take a grasshopper which is eaten by frog, a snake which eats frog, like that the interaction goes on like that. That means it comes under what I would like to say is that frog eaten by snake and snake is eaten by owl. If biological interaction does not exist, many animals would die from starvation as the food web. Conclusion. What I would like to say is main 3 reasons are present. It provides the earth with natural resources. Biological interaction is more important. It controls the population of living organisms. Biological interaction, it allows the living organism to protect each other. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Thank you, Priyanka. Any questions from judges?
No, madam. Proceed, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, sir,
I think
for giving me opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you. Venkataveni.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you present your paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Venkatavani.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can share.
It's not coming to share.
I think your screen is visible. You can share now. Venkatavani.
Ma'am, only the host can share in this meeting.
Venkatavani needs to share the screen, sir. Can you? Hello, host.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening to everybody. Myself, A. Venkatavani.
So I'm very happy to note that the Department of Zoology of our college has successfully completed the 3-day international virtual conference. And this is, I think, the second international level program. The Department of English already had completed one such program at international level. On this occasion, let me profusely congratulate and also extend my thanks to the Department of Zoology, headed by Mrs. Sunita. And programs like these are being conducted with a view that it would help raise the level of our government degree college Ravulapalem, especially at times where we are gearing up for next assessment and accreditation process. And I'm very much happy that this 3-day program went on successfully, especially with the presentations of so many faculty members as well as some research scholars, and the speeches of very resource persons added color to this international level virtual conference. I hope that all the participants benefited a lot, and so much of intense debate had also crept into this 3-day international level program. And on behalf of the management of Government Degree College Ravulapalem, I immensely thank all the participants because this is a 3-day program. Most of you might have participated in all these 3 sessions. Once again, congratulating Mrs. Sunita, because I had never seen such a personality without prompting by me or without asking by anyone. She voluntarily came forward, and with a meticulous planning, she could conduct such an event. And the uniqueness of this international virtual conference is that the presentation of research papers, the various participants, and very few colleges have conducted the international level programs with such a uniqueness, because I have witnessed so many conferences, only presentations were there from the research persons, but I didn't see anywhere else the presentation of research papers. So in this context, let me express my gratitude to the Department of Zoology, because this conference at international level really would contribute to the enhancement of quality of our college initiatives, and it would definitely help towards achieving good CGPA in next assessment and accreditation council. And I assure all the participants as well as the research persons that the GDC Ravulapalem is inching ahead towards enhancement of quality. So these programs, actually we have conducted almost 15 to 20 webinars, online webinars, especially during this COVID pandemic, right from March 20th to till date. And there was a lot of hard work put in by our faculty members. Dear faculty members, thank you very much for your involvement and your hard work. Your hard work and contribution definitely paves the way for initiating a quality measures of our college. And regarding the resource persons, thank you all resource persons. Especially we have got one resource person from I think UK, Epsworth. Thank you so much, sir. Sir might be, I think Jonathan Epsworth is also in this valedictory function. Thanks a lot, sir. We thank you a lot for joining and delivering very informative speeches today. Thank all the participants as well as all the research persons and all the organizing committee members, especially Dr. K. Srinivas Rao, I think the organizing secretary. And one important thing is that some of our faculty members have contracted COVID. Despite that, though they are in the quarantine, they are sparing their services. That's a very great thing. I bow down before you, especially Rajeshwari Madam and some other faculty members. Despite your limitations, uh, uh, you participated and you contributed a lot for the successful conduct of so many events. Once again, congratulating the Department of Zoology, especially Mrs. Sunita. And one more thing I would like to put forth before you all, dear participants. And coming to Sunita ma'am, she has been in touch with me for the past 1 month regarding this. She has been making efforts towards a successful conduct of this event for the past 1 month. Every day, at least 5 to 8 times, she used to call me. She used to call me and sir, I am doing this one. How you suggest some measures. And today also she made almost 4 to 5 calls. So that was her hard work, and she always wanted to plan the program very meticulously. And I can tell you all that she was instrumental and she played very pivotal role in making this international level conference 100% successful, that too at international level. So there was no compromise at all. She took all the precautions and she ensured that this international virtual conference really conducted with the standards of international level. Thank you, Sunita ma'am, for your painstaking efforts in successful conduct of this event with quality, that too following the standards of international program. Thank you very much, all the organizing team and Department of Zoology. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So over to you, Dr. Swati.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Sunita.
Yes,
Hello.
Swati.
Can I introduce?
Swati, you can proceed.
Yeah.
Yes, you can introduce.
Yeah. It's my privilege to introduce Professor K.R. Sambasivara, who is working currently as Vice Chancellor for Mizoram University, which is a central university from 2017. He worked as Rector for Acharya Nagarjuna University from 2014 to 2017, and in charge Vice Chancellor for Acharya Nagarjuna University from April 2015 to November 2017. He did his DSc in Biotechnology from Brahmpur University, PhD in Zoology from Sri Venkateswara University, PhD in Pharmaceutical Sciences from Andhra University, MSc Zoology from Bhopal University. He did his MSc Information Technology from ANU and MBA in Clinical Pharmacology and Clinical Research from MIST Bangalore. He had 35 years of research experience in the field of environmental toxicology, physiology, environmental and aquaculture biotechnology, and fermentation technology. To his credit, he has published about 241 research papers with high index 31 and I-10 index 105. He had filed about 8 patents. He had submitted gene banks of 6, general scientific articles 6, and 23 papers in various symposiums. He had authored 68 books and has written 15 books for distance education. And as editor, he has published 10 books. Projects were 7 he had completed with collaboration of UGC, DBT, and DST. Projects completed with private industry or 2. He had organized 22 seminars and 4 refresher courses and 7 workshops. Professor Sambasivara sir worked as a visiting scientist at Emory University School of Medicine, Atlanta, USA during 1999 and 2000. At University of Göttingen, Germany in wood biotechnology division during 2004, and at Virginia Commonwealth University Medical College, Richmond, USA in the division of physiology during 2005, and worked as an adjunct professor at INDISAT, Republic of Panama during 2010 and 2015. He visited CSIRO and University of Adelaide, Australia, and University of Singapore during the year 2001. He visited Pokhara University, Nepal as a visiting faculty during the year 2002 and Hong Kong during the year 2014. Professor Rao sir has visited as a Akshari Nagarjuna University representative to Tanzania, Ethiopia in 2015, China in 2016. Professor Rao sir is a member of Board of Studies in Biotechnology, Animal Biotechnology, Biochemistry and Zoology in several universities and autonomous institutions, and he is the chairman BOS in Biotechnology and chairman BOS in Zoology at Vikram Simhapuri University, Nellore, and chairman BOS in Biotechnology at MG University, Nalgonda. Professor Rao is editorial board member of Indian Journal of Biosciences, Journal of Pharmacology and Toxicology, Journal of Applied Biosciences, Bioscan, and reviewer for many journals. Professor Rao is the General Secretary of Association of Biotechnology and Pharmacy, editor of Current Trends in Biotechnology and Pharmacy, editor in Aquaculture Times, elected as a fellow of Andhra Pradesh Academy of Science Fellow of Association of Biotechnology Pharmacy, Honorary Fellow of Society of Regenerative Medicine and Society of Biotechnology, and Honorable Secretary of Andhra Pradesh Academy of Sciences. Professor Rao sir has received Panama National Award for Educational Development, Talented Biotechnology Award at Colombo University. He had received this paper award from Polyvat Journal. He is the member of several scientific and professional organizations and recipient of AP Best Teacher Award. Yes, in 2000. Yes, sir, it's finishing only, sir. In 2013 from Andhra Pradesh government. And also he has received Lions International President Appreciation Award from 2007 and 2008, and Lions Club International USA 2013, AP's State Best Award again 2013. Actually, this was I had concluded. It was 33 pages, sir. I had concluded to one page. So I thought I need to read all this. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your gracious presence.
You want me to start?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening, all. All the organizing committee members and the faculty members, principal, and everyone. It is a wonderful opportunity for me to be here through webinar online to speak few words about the conference. I know already I've been seeing some messages that it's too much and some people are already getting bored. Maybe they are sitting long, maybe. And it was, I don't take much time because Sunita is our student. So she asked me to come and just she gave me a time that you can come on this day like that. It was really wonderful. I was listening to the program, how it was conducted and how foreigners and other people and even the participants are very enthusiastically organizing, presenting their papers and presenting the work, and the judges asking questions. I've been listening for the past 20-30 minutes very silently. I've been listening, and it was really wonderful. And I understand that a place like Ravulapalem, very beautiful and aesthetic area with in the banks, on the banks of Godavari River, which is a very wonderful place to see Ravulapalem virtually offline. It will be very good, but many of the participants might have not gone to Ravulapalem because of the COVID situation. But Ravulapalem is a very beautiful place. It's almost called like a Konaseema, gateway of Konaseema. And the title was also planned in such a way, the conference, Spring of Life and Perfume of Nature. It is a wonderful name that which suits Ravulapalem very nicely. And it was a very beautiful place. If you just go from Ravulapalem to right side to Amlapuram area and to the way of Amlapuram, you can find a greenish environment, green belt on the banks of Godavari River, and going on the bank of a canal traveling to Amlapuram, you will find the rice bowl of Konaseema and a greenery belt of Konaseema, which perfectly suits this title of the seminar, Spring of Life and Perfume of Nature. As you all know that people won't get that kind of nature anywhere in many cities, except in that is Ravulapalem, Rajahmundry, this area. Nature is a wonderful creation of God. Actually, we don't get that kind of environment in cities and urban areas where this kind of nature you can't get. And even now, the COVID has caused a big panic to many people, and it was no fresh air to breathe. And all the people now, the respiratory troubles are the more in the case of COVID situation. People are not able to have a beautiful air for breathing. So such a topic, actually, the importance of that, why it has to be, why, what is the importance of it, how nature is providing an opportunity for all of us. And forest covers almost 31% of the whole world, and it is the land surface is only 69%, and over 4 billion hectares of the land is covered with forest, greenery environment, nature, spring, and perfume of the nature. This is from the pre-industrial area. Actually, you can find out this kind of situation in the world. And scientists have really estimated that there are many discoveries for useful to human beings. And it is also very important that people should also know that there are many species of plants, many species of animals, many species of several other small creatures, microorganisms, and it is they are very much useful to human beings. Just now I had one presentation about the microbiology and how it is going to be useful, everything. So there are more, it is estimated that more than 8.7 million of organisms are found in this nature, and they are going to be useful for various purposes, even medicinal value or biodiversity and beauty of the plants and animals for various purposes. And it is very nature is causing showing a tremendous potential for helpful to human beings, particularly aesthetic sense and nutritional, and even the medicinal, medicine, and also the food nutritive purpose, and also various other byproducts and various other activities. More than 390,000 plant species are there, and it is a big situation that it was also having a good number of more than 90,000 of animal species. And also it is very beautiful. If India is almost preventing this, protecting this greenery environment by various mechanisms, like it has got so many national parks for conservation of the forests, and also it's estimated that more than 120 national parks are there in India, covering more than 40,500 square kilometers, and it is a protected area for not to have any kind of forest cutting or wood cutting or plant cutting. And it is almost covering area of more than 5% of the total surface area in India. And there are many zoological parks for animal conservation. And it is also like many people have to understand that. So how the nature is very important, how nature is been benefiting the human society, how it is human society is dependent on nature, how human society is dependent on plants and animals which are available in the human society. So this is very important topic, and people are have to understand, particularly students, BSc students. Environmental protection is almost a very important topic. People should understand how many materials we are able to get from the forest environment, the greenery environment, natural environment, and how the beautiful aesthetic sense, which is actually we get from the particular, people goes to many countries for kind of this kind of pleasantness and enjoyment during the vacation period. And all these are very much linked in this particular topic, and very good topic they have selected. And many advantages are there, and students can get some kind of enlightenment, and also they get motivation, how it is going to be useful for the forests are going to be useful, how nature has to be protected. And particularly young students, they should have knowledge about this particular natural protection. And there are many things you can get from this, like raw materials for various purposes, like medicinal and nutritive purpose, and also antimicrobial activity from the flowers, bark, seeds, and plants, roots, and twigs, and everything. and the various gums will also be from the plants available, and these are animal derivatives that are very much useful for various purposes and also for medicinal value. And soil products are very much useful as minerals, and oils are useful for various materials, and water distillation also is possible by the and even soil erosion can be protected, and even the various coal processing is also being protected because of the plants and animals, and several oils are also being obtained from the plants and animals, and all these natural isolates are very much useful and for various health disorders and various human applications, and even COVID-19 is also been people saying that it is under very well controlled by using the Ayurvedic medicines, homeopathy medicines, and it was also giving a lot of raw materials for human health point of view. So these are very important things, and which are actually been covered in this particular seminar. And it was a really a wonderful seminar. And people during this pandemic situation, you have to utilize this kind of opportunity. Students actually have to utilize the opportunity for learning more knowledge, and also they should have a target for achieving something and also doing something during this particular pandemic situation. And they can also make their mental preparedness for studying various subjects after completing BSc, because online examinations, online courses, now all the colleges are going for online examinations and offline examinations in the coming few days, and students also might be preparing for these examinations. This is very important that the students should be prepared for various kind of courses. Skill development online courses are available now. All the universities in the world, they are now offering online courses for during this pandemic situation. They should be also very much prepared for this kind of learning model. Why? Because now so far they have been spoon fed by classroom classes, but now it is a time for you to think about the online programs wherever. Now these advantages or disadvantages both are there. In offline classes, we have some kind of personal guidance from the teachers, it is there. But whereas in online course, there is no end of your knowledge. You can learn anything, whatever the topics available in the world, you can learn. Now you can listen. Now, for the last 4 months, we have conducted more than 200 webinars, more than 150 foreign people have given lectures to our students. It is one of the greatest opportunity in, through online. You can get anybody from anywhere, and even Nobel laureates also gave lectures. This is what actually advantage is there. So if at all you are going for offline lectures, you cannot get these classes from the outside the country, and you cannot get even from India also, within India also, because a lot of expenditure is involved, and you cannot get the classes. So people has to accept the change. Now the offline classes is also very important, but online classes also very important. So it is finally what I'm just trying to tell you is the blended mode. Both offline and online classes will be always good. Blend offline classes supported by blended online classes, it will be very good for you to learn more knowledge and more techniques and more subject orientation, because this is a competitive world. Students should understand that this is not just you cannot go for preparation with the college teaching knowledge, and you cannot go for textbook preparation. You need to have some kind of competitiveness. How people are been getting knowledge from the different sources, you should also understand. So this is an opportunity. People try to utilize maximum possible extent how the classes can be taught. So even when I'm teaching Sunita and they are studying in our university, I used to tell them, whatever it is possible, you have to improve your knowledge. Even today, if you are listening one word, that is enough for you. So one word per day is a good knowledge for any student. And what I'm trying to tell them is always you try to learn whatever it is possible better than any other student. Then only you will get opportunity. She was just telling me half an hour before when she called me that out of her class of 30 students, they got more than 7-8 people. They got lecturer appointments. Even your chief guest is also our student. Tulasi is also our student. And we are very happy that many of them, many of my students are actually in college lectures. lecturers in Andhra Pradesh government degree colleges and junior college. I'm very happy that all the students who studied with us in our university, they are became lecturers and now they are becoming model. And principal was mentioning that she was instrumental in organizing this particular conference 3 days, and she was showing a lot of interest. This is what actually all students has to learn. All students has to initiate, and they should have a driving force. This is what actually I want to tell that. And this is a very wonderful topic, and try to learn as much as possible. Attend all the programs which are being conducted by various institutes. Now, if you have a mobile data of 2 GB every day, that is enough for you to listen to the program. Just you can log in anywhere, you can go for this kind of things. And the skill development is very important. We should be number one in the country to have this kind of knowledge having, and to prepare yourself and utilize this opportunity for your development. And always if you have any kind of and we are conducting every day one program, so all of you can join to our lectures also, and the student can be even improve their knowledge, and they can listen to those lectures. And now you can finish your examinations which are going to be scheduled in this month. All of you, best of luck for examinations, and I hope that it will be very good. And thank you. I don't want to take, because my time was given only 15 minutes, but I took more than the time given to me. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Sunita and other faculty member, organizing committee members are interacting with students to have some few words for improvement and also for their encouragement and motivation. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. One thing I would like to share about my teacher is he is very strict person regarding time in classes. Means we have to be in time to sir's class, or else we have to stay outside as the door will be closed. That's still I remember about sir. And on the contrary, he is a very kind, simple and friendly person. Like as and when we approach him for any help, he can't say no, and he will help you at his best. That's what I observed in sir during my study at ANU campus. Also, as and when I called sir for inviting him as a chief guest, he readily accepted as I was his student, in spite of his busy schedule. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation and sharing your valuable insights with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Sunita ma'am.
Sir.
May I speak a few words? Hello?
Sir?
May I speak few words? Okay.
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
Especially, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir.
Yes.
I am Dr. B.V. Tirupannim, sir, Principal of Government Degree College, Ravulapalem.
Yes.
As you rightly said, our college was situated on the banks of River Godavari, sir. And as you said, that is gateway to Kondasam area. I extend you all a warm welcome, sir, especially you, sir. So kindly pay a visit to our college, sir, whenever you happen to pass through Ravulapalem. You kindly, it is just beside the highway, sir.
Yes,
Kindly
sir,
pay a short visit, sir.
Yes,
And
yes,
please guide us regarding the quality initiatives and its sustenance. And we are very fortunate, sir, to have you to have your speech in the valedictory session.
No, because I don't know, because it is already delayed. I don't want to talk much. I love to speak
No,
on
sir.
some topic.
Okay, sir. If you wish to share something else, it is up to you, sir. Feel free, sir.
No, we are conducting many programs every day in the
Okay,
last
sir.
6 months. So we still continue that. Your students can also join in our programs and they can listen to those lectures. No, different subjects we are conducting, not in zoology or botany. All subjects we are conducting every day.
Okay, sir.
So all the students can join. No, I'm sending brochures to Sunita every day. So you can share to your students and they can log into us. No, in the last
Sure,
4
sir.
months,
I will share, sir.
you can share to all the departments. I'm sending to her.
Yes,
and all the programs actually are free, and we are not charging anything. And they are actually we are conducting refresh courses, orientation course, workshop. 3 orientation courses we have conducted. 3 refresh courses we conducted in this pandemic situation, and more than 200 webinars we conducted in the last 6 months. And more than 150 foreign people they participated, and 2 Nobel laureates have participated in our programs. It is a wonderful opportunity for students to listen, because it will not be going to be students actually, they can do wonders through online. So sitting
Yes,
at
sir.
Ravulapalem, they can meet anybody in the world. And this is what actually I was trying to tell them. Though you are in a village, don't be desperate and don't be demotivated. You can learn anything even from Ravulapalem also. That's what actually I meant to the students. They can learn anything from Ravulapalem also. But this is most important point, that students has to be exposed. Then only they will grow in their life. This is what I was trying to tell them. It will be good. Actually, I'm sharing whatever we are organizing every day. I'm sending to Sunita, and your students can also join, your faculty can join. And we are conducting
Thank you so much,
even
sir.
statistical techniques also. We are going to conduct from 22nd onwards, full statistical training. All teachers, students, all 22nd to 15 days, we are conducting statistical techniques, 20 days program. So that will be useful to them. This is what my feeling is.
Thank you so much, sir. We will definitely
Yes,
take part in your all programs, sir.
Yes, sure.
So kind of you, sir. So kind of
Sure.
you, and your participation in this valedictory function had added color, sir. Really color. We are very
No,
fortunate to have your presence.
even I was there in the inauguration time also. When Tulasi is addressing, I am also there. She was also my student. Tulasi is also my student. No? So
Okay.
I am that day also I am there, and in the middle I attended 1 or 2 lectures also in the middle also. 1 or 2 lectures.
She is now our academic guidance officer working at Commissionerate, sir.
Last
So
month
it seems
I addressed your all 170 zoology faculty of Andhra Pradesh State FDP program. I addressed. I gave one
wonderful,
lecture.
sir.
I gave one lecture to the collegiate of commissioner education. They asked me, Srinivas and all these people, and I gave one lecture also that day. Actually, on aquaculture, I gave one lecture that day. Yes,
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Kindly pay a visit to our college, sir, whenever
yes,
it is possible.
No, because during this COVID, we only visit virtually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but after December, I think, I hope everything will be
So, yes,
good,
sir.
and
After
vaccine,
this.
vaccine may also come.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, we will definitely. I will visit. No problem. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. So kind of, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anything you want, you can ask us. Anything,
Okay,
any kind of help, academic help, any kind of help.
Definitely, sir. We require your guidance, sir. And
Anything you can ask. All principals will be. Even David also, last time NAC visit, he asked me. He called me David Kumar. No, he also
Okay, sir.
called me, and all people in the college in Srinivas and everyone, they calls me every day. Almost.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Everyone will call me actually.
He's also your student, sir. Srinivas, JKC Srinivas.
They're actually Srinivas is zoology, but that's why he knows me very well actually.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Academic officer Srinivas zoology, So he used to call me a number of times.
So all are good people, sir. That's why Commissionerate has chosen as officials in Commissionerate, sir. It shows the quality of your pedagogy and academic skills, sir. It reflects your caliber also, sir. Because all are doing wonderfully in Commissionerate of College Education, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, Sunita madam, please go ahead.
Sir, shall I proceed with vote of thanks, sir, as the time is up?
Okay. Please ask any participant would like to speak, or our organizing committee members.
Okay.
Participants,
Okay.
you try to elicit the views of participants. If anybody comes forward, okay. Let us have the views of some participants also. Hello.
Okay, participants, you can unmute yourself and speak.
Dear participants, if you wish to express your views, you can.
Hello.
Okay, let us invite our organizing committee members or faculty members of our college. Murthy garu. శ్రీవరం మేడం, రాజేశ్వరి గారు, శ్రీనివాస్ గారు. Anybody there? Okay, ma'am. If no one comes forward, you can propose vote of thanks.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. With your permission, I will proceed to vote of thanks. It gives me immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee. At the outset, I would like to thank Mr. M.M. Naik sir for encouraging us to conduct conferences. I would like to thank Dr. C.H. Tulasi ma'am, AGO, who was the chief guest of this conference. I would like to thank our RJD sir, Dr. R. David Kumar Swami, for his encouragement. I would also like to thank our principal, Dr. B.V. Who was the backbone of the conference and also a motivation and an enthusiastic support for this grand success of the conference. I would like to thank our team who made it a grand event. I would like to thank our staff, Mr. T. Gandhi, Dr. K. Srinivas IQS, Mrs. Karunasri, lecturer in history, Mr. Chinababu, lecturer in economics, Mrs. Subhashni, lecturer in computer science, lecturer in chemistry, Mrs. G. Subnakanna and Balaji, who had been always giving, especially Mrs. Rajeswari ma'am, lecturer in English, for her unflinching support and coordination. I would like to thank our resource persons, Dr. K. Satyavelu Reddy, Dr. G. Nagaraju, Dr. K. Sumant Kumar, Mr. Jonathan Epsworth, Dr. B. Elia, Dr. Ahmad, Dr. P. Himabindu, and doctors. I would like to thank the chairpersons of the 3-day sessions, Dr. N. Srinivas, Dr. T. Samuel David Raj, and Dr. M. Vijay Kumar for their constant help and support. I would also like to thank the judges for presentation sessions, Dr. N. Srinivas, Dr. Samson Raju, and Dr. I'd like to thank Professor K.R.S. Sambasivarao sir for his session in spite of his busy schedule, which made this conference complete. Last but not the least, I would like to extend my special thanks to Mr. Devender, technical supporter, without whose help this program would not be successful. I would like to thank and extend my thanks to all the participants and presenters to be part of this conference and making it memorable and a great event. And finally, I wholeheartedly thank Dr. P. Himabindu and Dr. G. Swati for their constant advice conference. Thank you one and all for your patience, listening and participation.
Sunita, how about certificates? Best oral presentation.
Yeah, yes, I forgot.
Shall I share it?
Yes, Bindu, you can share. I will announce the names. Mr. G. Manikyam won the first place from GDC Puttur.
Congratulations, Mr. Manikyam.
And
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Madhuri Prasanna K won the second place, and V. Praveena won the third place.
Congratulations, Madhuri Prasanna.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations, Praveena.
Manikyam, would you please express your views?
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure. I have been attending this 3 days international virtual conference. It was very nice, and all the resource persons has spoken very well, and we got very well got knowledge and gained knowledge, ma'am. through this 3 days international virtual webinar. It was a very excellent program, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Sir.
Okay, ma'am. Please proceed ahead.
Hello, Sunita, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I am there, Bindu.
Okay. So you want the other person also to give a feedback? Madhuri?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here, ma'am.
Yes, if she is willing, she can give.
Yeah, if you want.
Yes, Madhuri, can you speak?
Yes, ma'am. Firstly, I'm very privileged to participate in this conference, ma'am. And all the sessions were very excellent, ma'am. And especially I gained few knowledge. And when I'm going through in my research process, I'm very satisfied, ma'am. Which through my work. And I want to thank all the organizers of this conference. And I want to say thanks for the ma'am Sunita ma'am for immediate response ma'am for all the mails, and I asked many doubts to that ma'am, and ma'am gave immediate response to me, and I'm very thankful to that ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Madhuri,
Yes, ma'am.
for your response and feedback. Okay.
Can we have Praveena also? Praveena?
Praveena, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can speak.
Thank you everyone for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and thank you everyone for listening to my lecture, presentation very patiently. And I thank each and everyone, my partners, for helping me in this paper presentation and everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveena. Okay.
Sunita ma'am, some of our participants are asking about feedback and certification. Can you give some directions to the participant?
Feedback link is working. I have checked it with another email address. So please click that link and check, sir. Sunita, your network is so poor. We are not able to listen what you're saying. Please turn off your video. Turn off your video. Vaishnavi Avla is asking where is the conference ID. I guess the ID was
unstable.
The list of participants.
It is unstable. It is okay. Shall we wind up, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical glitches. Sunita's network is poor, I guess. So for all the doubts, see, you have the conference ID given to you initially with the participants list. So you can get the ID from that. And feedback link is working properly. We have checked it again. So please click the link once again and see. So once you submit, you cannot submit it again. So it will say you cannot submit it. So if you are doing it twice or thrice, then there will be a problem. So do it only once. For any further queries, you can email the organizers and they will be happy to help you. So have a very good evening and see you all if possible in another conference.
Ma'am, hello.
Yeah, please.
So let us close it with singing of national anthem.
Yes, sir. Yes. Participants, please stand up in your own
Please
places
stand up.
for the national anthem.
Okay, ma'am, please start.
Janagana
Mana
Manadhi
Adinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata
Punjab
Punjab Sindhu Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala
Yamuna
Chala Jalati
Ganga Tava Shubha Tava Shubha Gahe Tava Jaya Gadha Janagana Mangaladayaka Jai Bharat Bhagya Vidhata
Jaya He Jaya
Jaya
He Jaya He
Jaya Jaya
Jaya
Jaya
Jaya
Jaya
Jaya He Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Well, good evening, participants. See you later. Please contact the organizers for queries.
Thank you, all our Sunita. Thank you. Bye. Nice time.